What is up, everybody? Alrighty, so they buffed Vlad. This is the first time they've, one, ever buffed an NP twice, and two, the first time they've ever had a broken ass multiplier that they actually made normal. So, you know, Vlad has always had a scuffed NP multiplier, and he fixed that, so that's nice. It only took them 2 buffs, but they also added NP art resistance down to his NP. However, it applies after damage, so you know it's good, but it could be better. Yeah, I'm hope for Medea indeed. God, if they would give Medea, well, if they buff Medea again, I bet you what they would do is they would not give her an upgraded single target NP multiplier, but they would give her a normal single target NP multiplier, which would still not be as good as like what we have for Ushi and Thunderface and 2 and all these other really good 3 stars for boss murdering, but it would be a vast improvement. So we'll see. So I think I brought the wrong Mystic Code. I think I should have done Atlas, used our 3rd skill, and then tried to use it again for the double guts. But we'll just throw it out now. Get the NP gain buff. See what happens here. I'm gonna save the attack up for when we have the art resist down on the next one. I'm hoping Rama gets buffed. I don't think the music is loud and the mic is lower than normal, so just turn it up. I don't think Siegfried's getting buffed. I think that's unlikely. It'd be fine if he did, but I think it's probably Rama. It's either Rama or just something random as fuck that we're not gonna think of. Well, look at that, we looped. Barely, but I'll take it. Alright, let's see what we get here. Theoretically, we should start doing even better on this turn, because we have art resist down now. Guys, he just needed 2 NP buffs and a skill buff. Now we actually have, like, normal NP gain for an art unit. But only temporarily, because when those buffs wear off, it goes right back to being shit. Didn't loop on that one. And we lose our NP gain buff here. No, not with the crits. I definitely think Atlas would have been the right call. I could have cast this again, and hell, I could have gotten our attack up and all that again. This is a vast improvement. We're going to use him in team play in a second. We'll use him against Gwaine, I think. Wait, no, our Gwaine file is solo only. We'll against Lobo again. Yep, if I had Atlas, I could cast it, get the cooldown reduction, do the invulnerability, then I could get the double guts. That might even be enough to win. I'm liking all these stars, though. I like how he didn't fucking crit, though. God. Any world where we somehow live for one more turn? I don't think so. I'll do art anyway. Double art resist down's pretty good. Yeah, in terms of raw value, I'd say he's vastly improved from this buff. Because the art resist down means more NP gain, and it means more damage, and it means more of the same when he does a follow-up NP within 3 turns, so that's very good. Okay, we're dead. Let's try that one more time with Atlas. And then we'll fight Lobo on a budget team and see how he does. Vlad was always good with Castor Artoria, but pretty much only in that context. Especially double Castor Artoria. But now I think he's pretty good even if you don't have Castor Artoria. I still would say he's probably not like just You know, oh man, my account sucks. Let me summon a berserker to carry me. I don't think Vlad is still quite the one. But he'll do all right, right? He's not gonna drag you down. And hey, a lot of budget supports are art supports anyway, so that works out well for him. Sadly, there's no... So, for those that don't know, there's a round of buffs happening on JP right now. 1 unit's getting buffed per day, and there's 7 units total. Which is less than normal, but it's something. But there's no buffs for any 3 stars. And there's a bronze assassin, but it can't be a 2-star. They already revealed that it's a 1-star. So it's either Kojiro, Matahari, or Charlotte. That's it. I do not think it's Kojiro. I mean, I'd be okay if it was, but just to fix his second skill. But I don't think it's him. I think it's Matahari. I would say Matahari is the most likely by quite a lot. And then probably Charlotte, and then Kojiro is the least likely. It could be Charlotte just because she's popular and all that, but I don't think Charlotte seems that likely. I mean, obviously she's way inferior to Kojiro, so it makes sense to buff her, but Matahari is popular, been in the game since forever, and she, although, in my opinion, Matahari is a very good unit. Most people don't see it that way. Most people don't think of her as like, oh yeah, she's there for the debuff support for the defense down. You know, 40 to 60% damage for your team, and all the other stuff is secondary. Most people don't see it that way. And she's like, oh man, her star gen sucks, and her charm sucks, and, you know, so like, oh, she's just bad. Like, that's how most people see it. Bad opening hand. I mean, yeah, it would have made sense to buff her for the maze event, but there's been plenty of events like that where it would have made sense to buff someone and they didn't, and then they still buffed them later. I mean, hell, you had Yu getting an SQ for her interlude, and then she got buffed a little while later. We're not looking so good on NP gain right now. Vlad is still Vlad. Seriously, watch this shit. Like, he's gonna get like 2 NP here or something. But this is probably with the, I think that counted as overkill because it did the, you know, the half of current HP thing. Please give me an art card game. There you go, I got 2 art cards. Man, we could have failed to have gotten our NP in time. Thankfully, I think we're good here. Barely! Barely! If he didn't crit, he wouldn't have gotten his NP there. Yeah, there's still a few issues in there, but you know. Yan, I think, deserves it the most. I'm not sure he's gonna get it though. Let me look at 4-star assassins. I would say hands down he deserves the buff the most, but I could so easily just being someone random. Okay, what else? I mean, sometimes they buff things that just don't need it. Like, they just don't need it. Like, they do that plenty. Looking at it, though, there's no competition. I mean, Yan needs it. Every other 4-star assassin is actually pretty good these days. Like, even Yu is in good shape these days. So I'd like to say it's Yan, but I don't know, man. It's normally when they do a round of buffs, a couple of the buffs make sense and are for units that deserve it, but normally there's a good chunk that, you know, don't make any fucking sense. So I kind of expect that to continue. Alright, let's see if Atlas does any better. Cheeky buff, please no. Yeah, I could see Carmilla getting buffed. I could see that, even though she doesn't need it in the slightest. But especially Vlad getting buffed, it's like a thing, right? I could see that. Let me bring up the list. I kind of forgot what classes were getting buffed. Let's see. So 5-star Berserker, that's Vlad. That one's already done. Tomorrow is a 4-star Saber. So it should, if you go by logic, with no competition, it should be Rama. Like, there's nothing even close that needs a buff like Rama, because he's being so power crept by Tunican. It's just, I mean, it's so blatant. And all the other 4-star Sabers are in Suzuka Ghosts. Yeah, I know, right? But all the other 4-star Sabers are in pretty good shape these days. I mean, sure, there's some that could use a buff. Now, I'm not so sure, though, the buffs are gonna make any sense. So I could see it being Dion. You know, I could see it being what else we got? Not Sitting Master. That's not gonna happen. I want to say it can't be Landling, but it really could, which would be dumb. But it could be Landling. Could be Saber Dyrmid. Can't be Tunican. Too recent and too good, especially compared to Rama. Buffing him over Rama would just be the that'd be such a slap in the face. I don't think it's not Virgil yet. Could be Mev, Summer Mev. They don't buff summer units much. They do it sometimes, but yeah. I mean, I hope this one makes sense, and it says Rama, but Gawain. I don't think they would do that. Well, we didn't loop this time. I don't think I cast my first skill then. Shit. That's bad, because now I probably won't come back with Atlas. What an unfortunate turn. If we do this number, we should get our MP there. Now we're just wasting our buffs. 5-star Archer, man, that's a tough one. There's several that need it. If we're living in a sane world, we're dying too fast on this one. If we live in a sane world, it should be Orion, not Super Orion, but regular Orion. You know, Artemis, if you will. But I don't think we live in a sane world. However, that's still that's such a unit that totally needs it, needs it so much. Yeah, we're gonna have to reset. That went really bad. We got blasted there. Yeah, some people think Hill, which is so silly, but it wouldn't shock me. It really would not shock me if Hill got one, even though he just does not fucking need it. Let's see what else is there. Tesla, I could see Tesla getting one. I don't think he really needs it either, but I could see them giving it to Tesla. Moriarty needs it. I'd say he needs it the most. That'd be very fair if he got. Well, no, Artemis probably needs it the most, but then Moriarty and Artemis both need it. It's probably not going to be Super Orion though. They're not that crazy. It could be Say, but I doubt it. Could be Napoleon, but I doubt it. I would definitely say it's probably Moriarty or Artemis or Tesla. That kind of makes sense. However, none of those three are super popular, and they might just want to buff something that's popular. So it could absolutely be Gilgamesh or Napoleon or, you know, Say or whatever. You know, again, normally a lot of... Okay, I'm just gonna reset now. This is going terribly. A lot of the buffs, a lot of the times, do not make sense. And they might buff Lancelot for 4-star Saber just because Sitting Master got so, you know, crazy pants. So yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see, I guess. Okay, yeah, what's after that? What we got, then it's 1-star Assassin. I really do think it's Matahari. But it could be Charlotte. I would say Matahari is most likely, then Charlotte, and then Kojiro is pretty unlikely. But he is very popular, and they are certainly aware that his second skill is borked and doesn't do the thing it's literally designed to do. So, I mean, it could happen. It could be. 5-star Rider? I don't think any 5-star Rider needs a buff, so it's probably just going to be, you know, God knows what. And none of the 5-star Riders are really in bad shape these days. I could totally see it being Ozzy or Quetz just because people have this perception of them being kind of outdated, even though, I mean, dear God, they're not at all. Could be Achilles just because maybe they want to give him an upgraded NP, so he's just like a super unit. But yeah, none of the 5-star Riders, I wouldn't, it could be anything. It could be Da Vinci, it could be Reigns, I think it could just be anything, just because none of the 5-star Riders are like, oh my God, I need a buff. So if anything, it's going to be just based on like a whim or what they think is popular, if anything. Like, I think it's going to be super random. Maybe Europa, just because she's underwhelming. But yeah, I don't think any of the 5-star Riders need it. So God knows what's going to be there. Yeah, Drake would be cool. She doesn't really need it, but I mean, she wouldn't be like a sin if she got one. And she's kind of old and popular, so that could happen. But yeah, honestly, I think every 5-star Rider's on the table. I think it could be any of them. Drake being such an old unit though makes sense, so that'd be kind of cool. Let's see what's after that. Then it's 4-star, which we already talked 4-star Assassin. I mean, I hope it's Yan, but I mean it could be Carmella or God knows what. The 5-star Archer, we already talked about that, and then the final one is a 4-star Lancer. Let's see. There's quite a few that could use a buff. I don't think no 4-star Lancer is bad. None of the 4-star Lancers are bad. Kiyohime is kind of on the but she's also a summer unit, and again, they don't get buffed very often. But yeah, none of these like super need a buff. Maybe Valkyrie. I would say Valkyrie kind of needs a buff. Valkyrie does kind of suck. The only reason she hasn't been buffed is because of her synergy with double scatty, but that's a stupid reason to not buff somebody. But I could see it being Lost Belt 3 Lancer. I could see it being Artoria, Lancer, Alter. That's such a mouthful. I could see it being a lot of things. I know Zaw wants it to be Canis, but I don't think Canis would get buffed that soon. I mean, I know it's been a while, and I don't know, maybe. I kind of feel like if they're gonna buff Canis, they'll do it when they give her an interlude, but you never know with that. Because again, you got an interlude, did not get buffed, and then immediately after she got a strengthening quest, right? They don't really make sense sometimes. Buffing her body would just be weird, but I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, you buffed Hercules, for God's sakes. Very rare that they buff welfares. They've done it, you know, they have buffed welfares, but I wouldn't bet on that. Yeah, I tell you what, if Carmella gets a buff, I could see it being extra Vlad, just because they might be doing like, you know, a little theme, you know, there. So that could be. That'd be kind of neat if he got an upgraded NP or something like that. Well, all I can do is make stars here, and I can't even make many stars, so this is a very bad turn. And Napoleon got buffed a while ago, and he's quite good since that buff. But, I mean, they've double buff units, so... I mean, hell, they quad buff units now. I think if Nobu Archer gets a buff, it's gonna be for a main interlude or a rerun or like a, you know, a red line collab. You know, it's gonna be something thematic, I would think. Although Shiki got buffed and it wasn't thematic at all. They just totally, out of the blue, buffed Shiki. It was like, well, we're buffing Shiki now, fuck it, right? And there was no tie-in or reason for it, so you never really know. I mean, I think it's relevant to talk about what's sensible and reasonable for them to buff, because normally there's a few sensible buffs among the batch. But never, I mean, never, when they do a big round of buffs, is every single one of the buffs, like, going to the unit that needs the buff the most. That has never happened, not once. So, although I think it's relevant to bring up who needs a buff, because they may be in there, but there's no way every single one of these is going to be the unit that needs the buff the most. That's a pipe dream. I mean, for God's sakes, there's not even a silver in here, and there's some silver units out there that need buffs, you know, desperately badly, so. Look at Vlad's numbers here. Pretty sure his new debuff is 20%. Yeah, it is. Oh, his battery's 30%. That's nice. Thought it was 20. Right, the gain rate is 30% on the third skill. And 30% on the attack up and defense up. Okay. Well, we looping. Now we can cast this. Now please don't just do an insane amount of damage to me right here. This is theoretically a good NP because we have art resist down and NP up. We don't have any crits, but... What are your thoughts on the costume so far? Honestly, I like Nito Chris's, but most of them are kind of boring because they're not that different from what the character normally wears. Like, my god, like Attila looks barely different, right? That's so, like, so typical for like what she would normally be wearing. So like that's barely anything. Mev's is basically her, you know, stage 2 without the boots and gloves. Like, wow. Like, I mean, that's nothing. Serenity's is fine because that's actually quite different, and it fits her, you know, blah 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 blah. That's fine. Tamcat's is fine because it's silly and you kind of expect, you know, that like fast food nonsense with her. And then Uriel's, she's just cosplaying Steno. And she already looked like Steno, right? Like, she's literally, this is basically Steno. She's got the leg things and everything, just with like really stupid gloves now. Like, why are the gloves teal? That's so out of place. And then Mash is What? That's so whatever. I mean, who the fuck is gonna use that? I don't know. But I mean, I guess Helena's is better than her original. I wouldn't say I like it personally, but at least it's really different. Helena's is certainly a different option. It's like, hey, if you don't like her original, this is an actually, you know, pretty different option. Where most of these are just so not that. But I mean, Serenity's is fine. Nitocris's is fine. The rest of them are either, and I guess Tam's is fine, and the rest of them are either bad or they just look so similar to what they normally look like. Like, literally, who cares? At least somebody likes Matches. Matches is, I mean, I guess it's okay. It's just kind of weird. Alright, I think we're... Let's see, Guts will go off this turn. It'll be two... Oh, no, we're fucked. Did we just get lucky on that other one where we lived long enough where it would have lined up? Yeah, we're one turn off here. I wonder if we whip out a heal command code or something, if we can get that extra turn that we need. Because we're like just shy of it. Yeah, that's true. The sprites can sometimes look better or worse, so... I would say Serenity's is probably like the most useful to the player base in just that it's so different than what she normally wears, I guess. But I guess that's true for Nitocris too. But I mean, it comes down to if you like them or not, really. But I feel like it's so disappointing, like, if you're a Uriel fan or like an Attila fan, because it's so minor of a change. Like, I guess some people are just happy to get anything, but yeah, we're one turn off from living here. We might need to whip out a heal command code somewhere. Give me these crits though. Good join from Vlad, but I think we can do better. If we get that third skill loop, we'll live for 2 extra turns. Yeah, we're one turn off, man. And if you die the turn you cast it, you get that extra guts. I don't think he can win. I mean, he can if he's more upgraded. This is a fairly, you know, it's a good Vlad, but it's nothing too fancy. It's, you know, level 90, MP2. So that's, you know, certainly a, you know, good Vlad. But if he was super upgraded and you did get that value out of his third skill, I think he could win. Also, it would be easier to get that second, third skill off if you were Grailed and stuff, because you'd have more health. Yeah, I think it is possible for him to beat this now. You know, I don't think he needs to be crazy upgraded. And I think he might, actually, I think he might be able to do this at 90 and MP2. I think we might just need the heal command code, because we're not that far off. And when our skills come back, we get a nice little burst of value with the battery and the MP gain and everything. So yeah, he might be able to do that. Let's do team stuff first though. I know we never got to do the third skill loop, which sucks because it's really cool to get the double guts. But let's go do a team setup against Lobo. We'll make the team obviously budget other than Vlad, and we'll see how he does. Now, this is not quite the same kind of testing we were doing yesterday, because yesterday we were using this boss because the units were at neutral, and that made the boss much harder. And so it was a real value check. You're actually kind of supposed to use a Berserker for this boss, so it's not quite as hard, although Berserkers have the same problem Berserkers always have. So I guess we'll see about that. All right, let me bust out Samsung Flow here. You know, I can't remember if I have Abigail available on my newbie account or not. I need to check that. That would obviously be a really unfair place to test him, though, just because he'll do so little damage. That's, you know, neutral's fine, but that ain't even neutral, right? That's just, getting nothing done at all. Like, half damage Vlad, that doesn't sound ideal. Okay, I got Flow up and running. So it's not like resizing my screen properly, but hopefully that'll still fit. Got a patch. It took like 5 seconds. If I get the screen lined up right. It is so hard with this. Hopefully I wasn't in the middle of like an interlude or something that I actually wanted to be in the middle of a stage of. I'm assuming that was just like the dragon or something though. Okay, why am I using my mouse? I don't need to use my mouse. I can use my phone now. Although some games are actually easier with mouse, but God, I just flipped my screen and that changed where it is, so I gotta move it again a little bit. Like right there, roughly. Alright. Yeah, Star Absorb does best when you're also able to make extra stars. That's like the two things combined is really worthwhile. Where just Star Absorb is okay, but it's not, especially in a solo, it's a little iffy. It can be good though in team play. Yeah, I know, the widescreen update is just awful. Guys, it's better Vlad, excuse me. Lost, do I have you on my ult account? There's like no way for me to keep track of, you know, everybody on every account, so it could just be that there's too many. My ult account is like way too many people added right now, so there you are. But I say it might just be hard to summon you. Okay, what is the plan here? So we want to keep it fairly budget, except for Vlad. Now, because Vlad, now again, we're not testing him like we were doing 100 Face and Ushi. A lot of times, if you're doing a setup like this, you would still bring a cleanup DPS because he's a berserker. Berserkers are just kind of designed to be the, you know, the vanguard, right? We're not necessarily caring if he goes the whole way or not. It's more about like what kind of value he gets and could he get enough value that a unit could clean up. Now, on paper, I feel like Hohenheim is the exact kind of unit he wants to work with. But I feel like if he doesn't actually hit the threshold, it's not worth it. Because if you don't NP a second time with the buffs are up, none of it's worth it. But I figure we try, because the other day we saw like where Hohenheim really wasn't worth it. But we should try. Like that's the goal with him, is to do that kind of thing. Let's see if it can be done. And if it can't, then we'll adjust from there. I guess 2030. I feel like it's so unlikely he's going to get crits though, even with his NP and with 2030. I think we need like Hans. We could put in Hans instead of Mash, but then he'll just die. Vlad will just explode. It'd be very difficult for us to not have some kind of defense here, so I think we're going to have to bring Mash. Well, the most likely person to die first is Vlad. However, we'll be very biased with where we use our survival skills, and hopefully that doesn't happen. So maybe we just let Mash die to the NP with Taunt, and then we either bring in Hans and try to stabilize and then like win, or you bring in another Taunt. I'm thinking we'll bring in Hans and hope that somehow Hans or Hohenheim die first. Either that or Mozart. If you happen to have your NP ready to go, Mozart's incredible. You know, way more burst help there. But yeah, I think we'll try this. Let's go Golden Carp. I need to level my Golden Carp so I don't have to scroll down so much to get the damn thing. Okay, what's a reasonable cleanup unit here that's budget? Because we want to see if he does have typical Berserker problems, can it be low enough that a cleanup unit could beat it, even if it's a budget, you know, nothing too special type unit. Blood Axe. I don't know about that one. I would agree with Protoku. It's just that our Protoku is grailed over here, and he can basically solo. Actually, I think he can solo this. You have to get lucky, but that wouldn't be the best. Mori's not a cleanup unit. In what world is Mori a cleanup unit? Let's see, so we want budget. Extra Vlad, there we go. So you've got Ushi, Bedivere, Billy, actually. Because sure hit, David. Let's go David, because he's kind of a cleanup unit for this. Not an amazing one. He's not as good as Ushi or Billy or anything like that. But he's okay. And then also, if Vlad is still alive, he supports Vlad. So I think that's reasonable. But if I had a 70 Protoku, it'd be Protoku. Protoku is pretty much the budget cleanup unit for this stage. Very much so. The boy Caneth. Atlas or Default? Default will help him live. We have very little healing for a while. I think we have to do Default, even though Atlas is really appealing because of the his skills being kind of good and having better uptime. But I think we'll go with Default. I feel like we might just get smacked early on and die, and so we're gonna want some kind of stabilization there. I'm just only using my mouse. I'll be right back. I need to get water. I don't know why I didn't do that before the stream, but so I'm thinking if Hohenheim isn't like awesome here, we're gonna switch him out for Hans, because Hans lets you get your first NP, and that's the problem. And like especially on a budget team, like it is so hard to get Vlad's first NP, and you don't want to use his skills before it. That's like a real issue, and at least if you have that command code, that'll really help. But seriously, if you had a totally vanilla Vlad here, oh my god, it could just take ages to get that first NP if you don't have battery from a teammate or something. So Hans would really, really help with that. Could use Vlad's second skill just for the survivability aspect of it. I'll wait one turn. If he gets hit turn 1, we can just heal him. I'd like to have her skill up for the NP. Why does someone say every stream someone brings like, oh, the screen is cropped on the side? Why do you think? You try streaming this game with its fucking widescreen update. It's impossible to put the whole screen in the thing now. Every stream, man. Every time. Like, have you seen this? This fucking game? Okay, boss has defense up, so this turn is for nothing but NP gain. You either have black bars all over the screen, or one side of the screen is getting cut off. There's nothing you can do about that. FGO does not support like normal aspect ratios. Hey look, we're almost dead in one hit. It's almost like having so, more hard survival would would be good. Also, Berserker life. I think we're hopefully gonna NP again, so let's have the attack up for that one. We got quite a bit of NP gain here thanks to Hohenheim. Sadly, we don't have another art card. Like, one art card would have gone a really long way here. They would have gotten both NP gain buffs and the art resist down. Didn't get that much refund though. Wow, and we have no art cards still. I don't really want to do Hohenheim's NP until like they can contribute to like an art chain or something. Yeah, we're not gonna loop with our buffs. Their buffs are gonna wear off. Really, if you don't have like Waver or Castoria, and I just don't see him NPing rapidly unless you get very lucky. And if you get lucky, sure, if you get the art cards at the right time, it can happen. But I can't think of a budget scenario where you're going to reliably loop with him. Like, and I don't mean back to back. I just mean within the 3 turns, right? Like, you're definitely not doing it back to back unless you get super lucky. But I'm literally doing Hohenheim's NP just for the attack down here. I'm not impressed right now, though. I'm not even remotely impressed. Like, Beowulf could have already broken this health bar, and Beowulf is a 4-star. And Beowulf could have done that way more reliably with just the budget supports. You could just use, you know, Shakespeare or Chen Gong or Hans. I mean, Chen Gong and Hans, there you go. I think he is a little bit better now, but I pretty much feel the same way I've always felt about him. It's like, he's good when it's a whale as fuck team, right? And you can like, you have the battery and have all that extra NP gain, just load all these NP gain buffs and art ups into one unit, and so he's able to loop, and because he's a berserker, it's effective against anything. But that's not him being good. That's the supports being good, and you're just using him as a vehicle, right? I still think if you're like, you know, you're needing a berserker and you summon your friend's Vlad, I think he's just gonna suck. I mean, I think there's just so many better options. I mean, this is not a very good performance. I mean, I will say the deck did shuffle in a pretty egregious way there, but I mean, we're going nowhere with our NPs. We've NP'd once. I mean, whoop-de-doo. Like, there's just no reliable way for him to NP twice in 3 turns. Which is, it's hilarious because there's so many units that can do that. And they don't need some super specific setup or some super luck or, you know, Castoria or any of that kind of stuff. Now, if you have your own Vlad and you can send your friend's Castoria, that will definitely help. You won't be able to do double Castoria though unless you have Castoria. But, yeah, other than that, it's kind of meh, and obviously you can't always summon your friend's Castoria. I could save Mash here, but I don't think that's a good idea because Vlad is so on like his last legs. I think we give Vlad the invulnerability, even though he can't get attacked this turn, but it's just for the battery. If I can get another NP out of him though, that'd be really good. But he's still very similar to how he felt before, honestly. This isn't really changing much. He's doing a little bit more damage, and that's good. Because honestly, if this is pre-buff Vlad, we may not have even broken that health bar there. But in team setting, I'm not seeing, in a budget scenario, I'm not seeing much of a difference. Okay, Hans, if you could land the defense buff, because see, he's got Mash's defense buff, he's got his defense buff, and then if you give him your defense buff, right, like then we're maybe getting somewhere. Don't think I need to do an art chain because we got that command code for NP game. There we go. We have a Petroleum defense ups, and we got a baby heal here. He did. Oh, thank God for Hans's third skill. Really? I like how it was Buster too. We weren't actually taking that much damage. Fucking Christ. That was a very pathetic performance. That was by turn 9 he did what Beowulf could have done in like turn 2. And again, Beowulf is a 4-star, so that was pretty trash. Let's try that again. I may cut Hohenheim because that's just, you know, even with Hohenheim, he didn't loop within the 3 turns. So you're not gonna at least do that. There's like no point. Could bring in David. I'm bringing in another taunt, wouldn't be bad. I'm gonna try Mozart though. That might be super wrong because it might just get Vlad killed. You know, there's Boudica now. Not on this account though, because Boudica's not like upgraded on this account. But the extra guts and the 3-turn art up, it's not bad. Use some extra survival, but yeah, I guess we'll try Mozart and see if that goes anywhere. I could definitely see this going wrong. I can easily see this going wrong because Mozart could just show up, you have nothing to stabilize Vlad, and then Vlad just dies. So, you know, David, Qingong, a taunt, like a lot of things could potentially be better. Oh yes, the famous 3-star caster Gil. Okay, well, in a way that's a good opening hand, but in a way it's bad because it means we're not going to have any art cards on our NP turn, but at least means we can just NP right now and be done with it. Unless Vlad is about to disappoint me more than I am thinking, but I think he's got this. No. Nope. Okay, there we go. Thanks, Lobo, helping us out there. Giving us a hand. That's ridiculous. And if it wasn't for Hans's 3rd skill, he wouldn't have gotten his NP, even with getting attacked. Because Hans's 3rd skill is 10% each turn, so... We're only 5% over. I have so little faith in him actually getting a 2nd NP off within 3 turns. I'm just doing the attack up now. I don't think he's going to accomplish it, so... Gotta ping off the shield. The whole double Castoria thing, that works because double Castoria makes almost... That is so much gain in art up that it makes basically any art unit work, right? And Vlad just happens to be a berserker, but it kind of works out. But that's just not Vlad, that's Castoria. Hey look, he did double defense up, that's kind of annoying. We have 48 stars. It wouldn't have mattered that much though, because Vlad only got 1 card. But yeah, this is a sad turn right here. Like an 80% defense up, so we could have gotten a nice crit in there, but no, not so much. Still can't NP. Like, even with my 1st skill, I still can't NP. Like, this is just... God. I could NP if I use mash. You know what? He has the defense up, though. Fuck it, I'm doing it, though, because we got the attack up. We are blowing a lot of resources right now, but, and put the piercing vulnerability to use. Barely broke there, but we got it. Better than last time. That's mostly Hans, though. It's like Hans is good or something. Lobo knows! Lobo knows. He knew who the threat was. Just yeeted the blue boy. Vlad, please don't disappoint me here. Just get a crit. I almost used Mozart's third skill and art up to get NP gain. That is just not ideal. Okay, we live in though. That's something. I should have done the art first just to get the 2 NP gain. Actually, it probably wouldn't have been 2, probably would have been 1. But, you know, you never know. He's so dead in the water right now, though. He needs battery, right? Because his gain rate is so bad. Even with these buffs, his gain rate is still bad, at least in terms of consistency. And that's why Castoria and Scatty and all those things are good, is because they remove a lot of consistency issue in the short term. In the long term, you'll still run into it. But Scatty and Castoria give you so much damage, a lot of times the fight is just over before it catches up with you. Because it will catch up with you, right? Once Castoria's buffs are gone, you'll go right back to doing fucking nothing and just sitting around twiddling your thumbs. It's just, you know, the idea is to have won by then. Even more so with Scatty. Okay, so if the deck shuffles here and is merciful, you know, maybe we'll have Mozart's art up and guaranteed crits. You know, maybe we can make something happen here. You know, I should have done Mozart's NP down. Maybe in some crazy world match would have lived. Lobo hits really hard though, especially when Lobo has his attack up. This just hits so fucking hard on his NP. Yeah, no, we could have face tanked that. She almost face tanked that, and with Mozart's NP down, she probably would have. Although I was kind of happy to have the deck shuffle. Are you kidding me? The deck shuffles and Mozart takes 4 out of 5 cards. You couldn't give me 1 art card on Vlad game. Do I stall a turn? Because you know, it's decently likely that next turn, you know, something good will happen. I kind of want to use Chin Gong's second skill though, because I don't want somebody to die here, even though I'll waste the battery. Okay, we'll do that. I'm wasting the attack up for a turn, but I don't want Calamity to strike here. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. Mozart's got the balls. Okay, it's a good thing I used Chin Gong's skill because Mozart had a bad time there. All of Vlad's art cards are in the third hand. The deck shuffled when Mash died. It put no Vlad cards in hand 1. It put 2 Vlad cards in hand 2. And it put 3 Vlad cards in hand 3. And 2 of those 3 are the art cards. Well, I don't really have a choice. I kind of have to... Oh, I didn't use Chin's second skill. What do I do now? This sucks. I guess I just have to go now. I don't think because, I mean... There's no keeping Mozart alive, like, guaranteed. And, I need to cast my guts anyway. The good news is, we can, fuck. We got the other... We got the wrong Buster card. The other Buster card has Pierced Invulnerability. So I could have at least done, like, a Chin Gong Buster thing. I mean, I could do the quick attack first, and then the thing... That's terrible, though. This sucks. Fuck this game, man. The way the deck shuffled here is just so lame. It was like the perfect... Everything's off. Like, literally everything is off. Like, so I just can't, like, optimize this turn at all. I guess I do... I almost want to do Mozart's NP, but, I think I just do this. That would have been alright if we could have done the Pierce Invulnerability command code with the Buster up from Chin. Because it got a guaranteed crit thanks to Mozart. I probably should not have used Mozart's third skill. All it amounted to was a crit with our quick card. That's not a big deal. I think we got it this time though. Ons was much better for this fight. I can NP again. Glad I saved Chin Gong's skill, that worked out. I like how last turn we needed Pierce and Vulnerability. This turn we need the defense removal, but they're opposite, so we can't do that. I'm gonna put it in slow-mo in case we end up killing. I don't want to lose this stage. See the Buster out. I just think Galatea is still better than him. Depends on circumstance. Especially with Double Castoria. Vlad is really good with Double Castoria now because it's just more damage. And that's what he needed. Because Double Castoria allows you to loop anyway, and now Vlad does more damage. So with Double Castoria, very noticeable buff with Double Castoria because you're like what's happening now is our debuff from our NP. We're not getting any use out of it, right? We're never, because it applies after NP damage, and we're not NPing again before the debuff wears off. But with Double Castoria, you're not going to have that problem, right? So then so I think he's very, very. But the thing is, he was already good enough with Double Castoria, right? So who cares that he's even better with Double Castoria, right? He's still absolutely terrible without Castoria, especially double. But he probably could get away with just one. At this point. Because, I mean, he's a 5-star for God's sakes, right? And we could summon a lot of 5-stars to carry us here. I wouldn't really call this a carry, right? I mean, Vlad did alright, but, I mean, Hans was a pretty big part of this. Okay, I'm ready to reset, see if we kill here. Yep! We out. Alright, I mean, he worked though. I mean, again, that was the stage where Berserker is supposed to work, but, you know, I'll take it. Okay, let's go fight the dragon a bit more, and then maybe we stop using Vlad, and then we do some other stuff. But I do want to do the dragon again, and try to get that third skill thing to work out. Alright, let me murder Samsung Flow here. He absolutely is better in his solo now, or last man standing, I suppose. The buff definitely applies to that pretty well. It's easy to take advantage of the art resist down. Also, no, and I wasn't even thinking about this, and to be fair, what I'm about to say, this is actually pretty relevant. He's a lot better now if he's working with another art DPS, because they'll get the art resist down. And you normally use a normie player that's not, you know, Double Castoria all over the screen. That's a very common way to use Berserkers. That's extremely common. That's like so standard. So, that's pretty relevant. That's pretty relevant. Because he does, you know, he does more damage up front, and that's good. That's, you know, undeniably good. And then he, helps the other unit out too. So, I mean, his buff is good. There's no doubt about it. His buff is good. And it's, you know, for Double Castoria, he's just gonna do super damage and unbelievably easy to loop and, all that. But he kind of already did that. So it's really just, whatever he works with would be based on what class you're fighting, right? So if you were fighting a Rider and you needed to, you know, more than just like your one assassin that maybe is 100 face and you brought Vlad as well, then yeah, that would work really well. But, you know, maybe it's a Saber and you're working with Robin, right? Like, or you know, people have rarer units, you know, they might have a random 4-star, 5-star to work with. But it's kind of like his base gain rate is still just so bad, and you don't have his buff. You know, doesn't apply forever. His NP gain buff doesn't apply forever, right? And as you saw on a normie setup, you know, he's still not reliably NPing 2 times within 3 turns. Like, no way. And so you're not really taking advantage of that art resist down. But hey, at least the base damage of his NP is just higher, and that's just irrefutably nice. So, because his NP damage before was just like obnoxiously low. You know, why it was so impressive with Castoria is because Castoria is just such a steroid to your damage, no matter what you are. I mean, Phantom can throw out some pretty big numbers with her, for crying out loud. Alright, let's see if we can get, Loster, you're still here, because we might want to switch those. I swear, if we just get, like, you know, the heal boost and the heal command code or something like that, I swear we're going to do better with that, because that's all he needed was just a tiny, tiny bit of survivability. I will say though, heal command code and heal boost command code are not as good on berserkers generally because berserkers take so much damage. Their health is less valuable. Their health just doesn't mean a lot. Where if you're counterclassing, your health is worth like double, right? All right, let's give Lost a second. I think those command codes will help a lot. Yeah, Atalante is a great unit. He's a really good 4-star. Almost every unit you just named are really good, except for Berserker Vlad, really. I killed the music, apparently. I already went over the other buffs like 3 times, so I don't want to do that again. But I will say, like I said earlier, this is relevant. At no point, have they ever done a round of buffs where every single buff is logical. You know, there's always a few buffs that don't make any fucking sense, and it's a unit that doesn't need it in the slightest, and then there's normally a few units that do need it, right? They do not view, this is dumb of them, but they do not view buffs as like a balance change or anything like that. They view it as a hype thing, right? So they try to find like the right balance of, oh yeah, let's buff a popular waifu, and let's buff that one unit that is bad, and then buff maybe a random pick, and then a buff, you know, several other really popular units. Like that's like the way they see it, right? Like, which is ridiculous, and that's not how you should, you know, handle that kind of thing. But it is. So, because, you know, fuck using normal things as your hype piece. Gotta make quality of life changes your event hype for some reason. Like, look, they have a dead week. They know if they have a dead week, so this is their way of making it not a dead week. It's silly, right? All right, let's see if Lost has got the goods. Okay, let's oh boy, let's see what happens. I don't know about that art one, Lost. That might actually be bad because it'll take the heal boost. But I can try to use it first and then and so on and so forth. I could see that being bad. But it depends. It might not be. Hey, we actually got NP gain. I can't believe that one time we were so close to not getting... It's so easy to get your NP here because you start at 50 and then the 2 units that die give you a bunch of battery. You only need like 10 NP or something. It's like 10 or 15, and I can't remember what CEs they have equipped right now. But the fact that he almost failed was pretty sad. The art chain though should guarantee it. We should get it now from our units dying, and it won't. And look, I can art chain again. Let's go 300%. I don't even remember what his overcharge is. I'm pretty sure it's disappointing though. Let's see. Oh, it's the stars. That's okay. Yeah, if we somehow get to 200%, we'll make 5 extra stars. That's totally fine. But we're probably not making it to his gain rate. If this was another unit getting this many art cards and getting art chains like this, they could easily get to 200%, but not Vlad. I guess we just make stars here. Go for 200%, you coward. There's no way, Rex, there's no way we had, what, 2 cards for NP gain? There's no way we're going from 45% to 145 to 200. That ain't gonna happen. I'm not that big of an optimist. That's not even being an optimist. That's being like delusional. You have command seals. That is true. That is true. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's do this right away. Can we just have Lancer Vlad now? Like, he was really cool in APOC, man. Uh-oh. I don't think we're gonna loop. Nope, we are definitely not looping. Well, I think I take this turn to heal just in case it's too awkward to heal later. I don't need the extra heal boost. One heal should be fine. We were close to looping there though because of our first kill. Hopefully it'll let us loop on the next one. Oh my god, his MP rate is so bad. That's with his MP gain buff and the art resist down because we do Snark Guard. What is the dragon? Okay, we're gonna win this one though, and we're a bit behind because our gain rate is shit, but the dragon's not doing anything. Remember that one run the other day with Uchi where he only buffed one time? He's already buffed 4 times. Like, what the hell, man? At least we get 1 turn for our art resist down and our MP gain up, right? We get at least 1 turn of that. And we got the crit. Okay, this is looking really good. We almost didn't need our first skill, but okay, can I heal again? No, I cannot. This turn matters. We need to not... It's very important we do not die here. I'm gonna actually heal boost the baby heal. Because next turn doesn't matter when I get the heal back, so we'll just get what we can get. We're kind of lucky. We could, even with the heal, it'd be close. Like, we might have been able to survive this next turn if he attacked more. But man, he buffed a lot. Like, he buffed 4 times. And this boss doesn't generally buff a decent amount, but that was kind of... Okay, now we did it. Oh. No. Every time! It's always 1 turn, dude. Every damn time. Oh, wait, no, we actually did make it. Wow. Okay, sure. We literally made it right on the button there. Okay, I just fucked up. I should have cast the second skill next turn and then done Atlas. It probably won't matter because I don't think we're going to live long enough for that to be relevant. But, there was no reason to do that. Well, not necessarily. I mean, the attack up can apply to our crits here, and that's fine. Excuse me, chat, I don't actually know how to count, apparently. Double art resist down is probably worth taking. Hell, we could heal here, and maybe with the defense up, we... No, because you only have the 1 turn of guts, and it has to proc that turn or never. So no. We don't do that. Ooh, look at that triple crit. That means the attack up was totally not wasted. Okay, it's so rare. It is so rare you ever get this guts to do anything. But we got it, so that's a big value boost. Oh, okay, after this guts, then maybe we're able to get a double heal off and then maybe live another turn. I don't think so. We didn't. Oh my god, we didn't get the free guts. So I could have cast it now and then gotten the free guts. I think we're gonna win though. It's close, but I think we got this. If we could NP right now, we would definitely have it. But so our next NP is gonna be our last one, and that's gotta kill. I think we got it though. I mean, look at this. We got damage. Although our attack buff is about to wear off. I don't know. This is gonna be close. This is gonna be close. I think we got it though. Yeah, that's pretty low. I think we got it. Alright, let me put it in slow-mo so I have more time to yeet the app. Okay, so this is not about looping, this is about burst damage. So, even though we're gonna have double art resist down, I think Buster is better. Because it's 40%, and Buster is better by 50, and you also get the Buster first card bonus. However, you're losing the 3 of a kind bonus. But the Buster first card bonus, it's close, it's really close. I think what might be right is to do Buster, no, I think it's still Buster NP Buster. Because the 3 of a kind bonus only applies to the extra attack. And it is a really nice boost, but I think this is better, especially because we got that command code. You have the command code for more damage to dragons, so I'm pretty sure this is right. Yeah, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be close, because we don't have our buffs. But we got the 1 art resist down, so... Ooh, that's not enough. That's not enough. It's good, it's very close. Damn it. Is this what it feels like to be Phantom? Is that what this feels like? Just like all the time? It's like that moment right there, just all of the time. Okay, it's pretty obvious that based on like low high rolls and crits and all that, he can do it, right? It's just not going to be reliable. If he had if it was NP3, then it would be reliable, or if we found maybe slightly better command codes, or, you know, it was grailed, you know, it's within his realm, right? Yeah, 3 would have won. NP3 over that many NPs would have been 50k, for sure. It was alright though. I mean, yeah, it's fine. You know, it's decent. Okay, that's, I think it's enough Vlad for now, so we'll just change the title here. Okay, what do we want to mess around with now? We don't, you know what I'm gonna do real quick? Let's go to, I gotta bust out BlueStacks now instead of my phone, but, let's check if I have the Abigail fight, because I don't remember, and so I want to at least know if we have that. And then maybe we go fight Gwen some. No, I'm not playing NA, Jesus. Yeah, I honestly have no idea if I have the Abigail fight or not. Like how literally nothing that I just said has anything to do with Vlad. Like that, none of the words that just came out of my mouth equal we're using Vlad more. Literally the opposite of that is what came out of my mouth. Just because I'm not playing an A does not equal, therefore, everything else that will ever exist is Vlad, right? It's like your 2 options for FGO is not FGO in A and then just Vlad's face, right? Those are not the 2 options, thankfully. Okay, so if I can remember how to use OBS properly. Yeah, it's not quite lined up right. That was not a bad first guess there. All right, there we go. Okay, see, this one doesn't have the dumbass widescreen mode. All right, what have we done on this account in 1.5? And I keep Abigail. I did. I'm a smart boy. Okay, that's nice. we're not gonna do that right now. It's not really that great. It's a good stage for like testing team stuff. But you know, this is still the ult account. We have very little stuff on this account. Or is that? Wait. What does this account have? Hold on. We haven't played this in a while. We have what? Actually, it's not bad. I mean, we only have a few servants, right? There's not that many, but these are all really good stuff. Look at that bond 9, man. What are our skill ranks, though? Okay, our skill ranks could be better. Kind of to be expected on an account that I'm not really playing. I like how the second one is 10. That is definitely the one to go with. What's Ushi at? That's respectable, 666. What about Ku? I know me, he's probably 10, 10, 10. Nope, not quite. Gotta get that third skill up. I think her only 10 is the battery one, yep. Honestly, for how little we play this account, though, it's in decent shape. I would like to point out, this is a pure free-to-play account. It's not a starter account, nothing. This is a vanilla-ass account, and it's only level 129, right? Very little farming going on in this. You know, most of those levels just come from, we've done, like, I mean, we're completely caught up in the story. We've done everything. We've done all of the Epic of Remnants. We're in 5.5, right? And it's like my example, like what actual free-to-play is like versus all the handicapped bullshit. People are always like, oh my god, this guy's has leveled skills. Or oh my god, this guy's got a Grail 3-star. You know, it's like, that doesn't mean anything. Look at this. Fucking, the 1 to 3-star account is in Lost Vault 3. This account, which is, you know, not old at all, and I've barely touched, it's already done everything. And like, no, it did everything. You know, complete free-to-play, newbie-ass account. You know, only didn't even level many golds, right? We stuck with almost entirely the default cast, and just like nothing. And we didn't even summon OP supports. Nope, never. We never summoned Merlin. We never summoned Waver. We never summoned Ku Alter. None of that. And we just wrecked everything, right? And what I'm getting at is this game is it's so reasonably done as a free to play, right? Because as a free-to-play, you're not limited to 1 to 3 stars and 3-star craft essences, right? You get all kinds of other nice things. Okay. Let's go to, though, the super newbie account, which is at Gwaine, and let's just mess around with random units and such there. That account, though, is still a travesty because I've been farming on it a little bit when I remember to, but you know, it's still its mystic codes are still scuffed, and that can, especially for buster units, it doesn't have good options for them. We've used 1 to 2-star CEs occasionally, but almost never. Like, the main reason to use 1 to 2-star CEs in any context is because of team cost. You're just out of team cost, and like, I might as well have a 5% buster up or a 4% attack up, right? It's better than nothing. You never have team cost. It's impossible to hit the team cost cap with 1 to 3-star units and 1 to 3-star CEs, right? The highest you can use is a 3-star for both. You can bring 6 3-star units and 6 3-star CEs, and you're not even close to the team cap. So there's almost never a reason to use the low-star ones. Sometimes you might use like the 4% attack up, or maybe it's 5% attack up, or maybe the buff success chance, or the death resistance, but those are incredibly niche, and that's literally the only thing you would ever even think of using. Okay. Oh yeah, I generally prefer playing the game where I don't rely on the support. Now, you have to bring a support. You like it or not, you must summon a support. But I like to, you know, summon a support that's kind of in the power range of what I already have myself, or the story support, or whatever. I don't like being carried by a support. It's and besides, it prepares you. So when you do get to the content, like what's her name? Demeter, Zeus, you know, Shimosa, you're ready. And like I've said, we've shown this because we played the game a bunch on different accounts. Shimosa, if you're not getting carried and you're, you know, carrying your own weight, Shimosa is not actually very hard. You know, it's hard when you're not been carrying your weight and your account's not self-reliant, because Shimosa you have to be self-reliant to do Shimosa, and you have to be self-reliant to do Demeter and Zeus. I can't remember though. I don't think the newbie account actually struggled with Demeter too much. I think it was pretty well prepared for that. I think it went pretty smoothly. Fucking blue cubes. I hate that they added those. They're not even available all the time either. They're just weird. I swear though, I think they even said that they added those because of Olympus. Like, they literally added those because some people were complaining about Demeter and Zeus. They're like the answer to not having the support list. Okay, what is our Mysticode levels? I think the other one is still rank 9. Dude, I tell you, it's so easy to rank up your Mysticodes if you play through the story, but because this account cannot play through the story, right? We literally cannot go beyond Gwaine until we do the coup stuff way down the line. It is so hard to level your Mysticodes because most, like, you know, farming stages give like 10 to 15k XP when you need almost 4 million for 9 to 10. Like, it's just awful. What I basically need to do on this account is I need them to add an event, and we need to play the event on this account. That's like, and it needs to, you know, be an efficient event. That's like the only way I can see this account ever getting its Mysticodes ranked. And it sucks because this account is not about doing anything itself. This account is just about summoning other units and soloing with them and seeing, you know, just getting to fight other bosses again, you know, for videos and stuff. But you need Mysticodes for that, right? You at least need Default at 10 and Anniversary Blonde at 10. All the other Mysticodes are shit and you wouldn't use them anyway, other than like Atlas. But Atlas doesn't need to be leveled, it's fine at level 1. So, like, you have to get those two up. I don't think Shimosa's artificial difficulty at all. It's not. It's fine because it's beatable with the Scuffed Musashi. I beat Shimosa with 3-star units, all ungrailed, scuffed skill ranks, and all 3-star CEs, and it wasn't even hard, right? Oh, well, Amakusa was a little hard. Ironically, that's the only one where you don't have Musashi, right? Anytime you struggle with Shimosa, it's because you've been relying on supports too much. I mean, it's that simple. Like, it's just not, it is, now I'll say this, Shimosa can be a little bit unfun, because it's not, it's not even because of Musashi. It literally is not because of Musashi, it's because Musashi has to be in the front row. So you have objectively less options for team comp setups, right? You basically have to do certain things, you just have less flexibility, and that's not as fun, right? If you could throw Musashi in the back and have any 3 units in the front, you have more, you know, ability to make whatever team you want, right? But that's not artificial difficulty at all. Artificial difficulty is like, you know, you open a door and the whole roof just comes down and kills you. You know, and you only could have survived that if you had known that the roof was going to come down like that, right? Like, that's artificial difficulty. There's nothing artificial about, you know, the Musashi thing, because you don't need Musashi one way or the other to beat the stage. It's completely reasonable with or without her. And like I said, it's really obvious, because I know this because I've played the game so many times in so many different contexts. If anything, I say this for sure, Shimosa is the easiest Epic of Remnant. 100%, Shimosa is the easiest Epic of Remnant. Like, absolutely, because the bosses are easier because they know you don't have access to your support list. The only fights that kind of keep up with the other Epic of Remnant fights is like Raiko and Shooten. That's a real fight, but if you had access to the support, it'd be nothing. Nothing, right? It's not as hard as Lobo, no way. It's not as hard as like that you know, Moriarty fight even. It's not as hard as Abigail, you know, it's just not. Nothing in Shimosa is. It is an easier singularity because they are aware that you don't have access to a proper support. It's balanced around that fact. Again, I don't really like the way they did Shimosa because it's just annoying to have to use Musashi all the time because it's not really fun. How I would have done Shimosa, or any time they want to do something like Shimosa, is just give you the option to not have a support at all. Like, you either use the story support or you have no support at all. You know, if they want you to have to rely on yourself, that's fine. I actually like that. You know, making the player basically, you know, pull up their pants and, you know, do a good job and actually learn the goddamn game, that's fine. But you shouldn't make you have to use some random support, you know, that just wonks up your team comp. That doesn't even test your brain. It's like, oh, what can I come up with to overcome this obstacle, right? Because you're a lot more limited in your team options, and it's just not really that fun. So yeah, anytime they do 4 story supports, they should have an option to just not use the support at all. I just don't. I mean, actually, that should be an option. Period. When I think about it. Okay, hold on. Let's we're gonna like have no one on our friends list. We'll remove everyone that sent an invite, and then anybody in chat that is on JP. If you want to send me an invite, I'll accept everybody, and we'll just look at people's units, and we'll, you know, whatever you though want me to use for Gwaine, put in your all slot. That way, I don't have to go around checking the different slots. So whatever you're wanting to use against Gwaine, put in the all slot. But here, don't send the invite yet because I haven't even cleared the list yet. Although no one knows the code yet, so I guess that's fair. But get ready for the code because yeah, you can only do 20 invites at a time, so. We've done Avenger Uchi against Gwaine, and it's pretty easy. Whenever you're testing, and by the way, don't put up archers. Unless it's a low star or an AoE archer, don't put up an archer. It's just boring. Like, almost every archer in the game that's, like, upgraded properly can solo Gwaine, so it's not really interesting. But anyway, yeah, doing it at neutral, though, that's a real test of a unit, and that's actually, you know, fun to see, and you can actually compare and see how good units are. Because most things at neutral can't do it, but some can. Anyway, back to fighting at neutral. When you are testing everything at neutral, Avengers generally do better than the rest, just because Avengers are kind of scaled around being at neutral, and they got that extra damage mod at neutral, so they generally have an easier time. And then Avenger Uchi is just a really good solo unit anyway, so she's a good solo unit, and then you know, at neutral she's in really good shape. So 28 months, that's one more than 27. I don't know, I can't count apparently, but thank you, Lost. I appreciate the sub, dude. All right, hopefully that's enough time for everybody to send the invites here. Let me do something to update the list here. I'll go to my room. That's like one of the easier ways. Actually, no, I'm just gonna reset the app. That's like by far the easiest way to do it. And I don't like doing the my room thing because you might accidentally put up your bind code or whatever, so. Do be reminded though, if you put up a Berserker unit that is like relies on Anniversary Blonde, or Anniversary Blonde is pretty scuffed, so. All of our Mystic codes are actually kind of scuffed, but at least default is in decent shape, and then Atlas doesn't care. Thankfully, Atlas is meta very often, so. Okay, good, we don't even have that many invites. That's generally how it goes on JP, because most people play NA in my chat, so. Okay, anything looking interesting here? Most of it, not so much. It's also mostly the same fucking units. We could try Melt though. I don't think we've done that yet, and it's a knight. So that's a real test of your metal, right? Because she's an alter ego, which has a really hard time against knight classes. So that's quite a test there. Rate your account. I don't think I saw you on there. Okay, let's try that Melt. If we can actually ever see it. There we go. Alright, we got okay command codes, nothing great. These are not even close to optimal for this, but oh god, she's NP1. Well, she's gonna die horribly, but I think that would happen even if she was more upgraded. But the command codes are pretty scuffed there. I'm assuming this is an ult account, thus the scuffed command codes. It's very common for ult accounts not to have, you know, the meta command codes for this kind of thing. Oh yeah, Beastly, if you want to put yours up, by all means. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we beat this with Yang. I think it was actually pretty close, though. It was like, she barely fucking beat it. What a awful... Oh, right. How we normally do this, and I stand by this decision 1,000,000%. So if you're soloing Gwaine, you know, like any other boss, it's fine to have taunt walls. But see, look, if we proceeded with this solo, Melt is gonna have a dramatic amount of less value than another unit that got cards. So because it's more about like kind of comparing the units to each other, we just let Gwaine NP and kill everybody, and then you come in with no taunt walls. That hurts your unit for most units. You're not having the taunt walls, although some units actually prefer it that way, but it depends. You know, if I was trying to use melt in a video, sure, I'd do the taunt walls, but just for so the units are like, you know, being compared like for like, and I don't have to reset it a trillion times. We don't set it up that way because yeah, if you don't get any cards, you're missing out on massive value, and if someone gets a bunch of cards, right, then they're getting a bunch of value, then like the value shift there. You're not really seeing the difference between the units, you're seeing the difference in RNG at the start there. Please tell me I have a preset that, we found a preset that worked. Oh my god, I deleted it. I'm a fucking idiot. God damn it. I remember it took us forever to find like the exact setup we wanted that would let, you know, us do no damage to Gwaine and they would always die to the NP. And I did not keep it like a genius. Let's see, what would it have been? I suspect MASH. Yeah, I think it's George MASH. That makes sense. And then definitely not David, because the evade could carry over. I think the other unit doesn't matter too much. I think we were using Robin for the attack down, but we didn't need it off memory. So I think the other unit doesn't matter. You want somebody that just does like no damage, so we'll bring like a Lancer. There we go. There's the no damage. What did we give George? Did we do? We might have just, if I've got Parted Sea, we probably just did Parted Sea. That might make him live too long though. Maybe I just do a defensive then. Do we have a defensive? God, this account has got like nothing. We could do that, but that could well last into the NP. That's bad. Okay, guess I'll go with that. And theirs don't matter. I remember Gramps did this. Although actually, I think Gramps failed to do it. But he was so close, and we could tell if we'd gotten luckier, we could have done it, because we did not get like the best RNG, and it wasn't a super upgraded Gramps. I think it was like a level 90 NP3 one, I think is what we did. And he was just crazy close to soloing it, and it was just obvious if like certain turns had gone better, he would have soloed it. And then Kama fucking wrecked it, right? She had like no problem soloing it. She's a top tier solo unit. Generally, any solo unit that's like really good, if they're and doing them at neutral, because again, that's how you kind of make it fair for everybody. All of the units that are like, yeah, I'm a good solo unit, they pretty much have all beaten it. And normally with a bit of wiggle room, it depends on how good they are though. But yeah, you could clearly see though Kama was better for this kind of thing, which is not surprising to me. Gramps is a good solo unit, but Kama is absolutely better. Outside of certain circumstances, because some fights reward, you know, BBB. Certain fights are just like, BBB is like the best thing ever. And some fights also reward guts, because some bosses just have gimmicks where there's no surviving. You know, you can't out-heal it, evades don't work, you know, because, you know, pierce vulnerability things. You know, there's just certain fights where you can't charm, you can't stun, the only survival is guts, right? And, like, there's a surprising amount of fights like that. Or the boss's damage output is just so high, you know, defense ups don't work, things like that. Guts always does better in those kinds of fights. And so there are times that Gramps really excels because of that. Ku actually might be able to solo this, even though he's a Lancer. Lancer is obviously almost impossible to solo this fight. But I think Ku might be able to do it. That's why I haven't moved on from this. Because I don't have the best CE for Ku to do it. But I'm going to have it soon when the rerun for the summer event happens. And once that rerun happens, I'm going to try it, and we'll see if he can do it or not. I know for a fact he can get very close to doing it, and he might be able to do it. I'm not sure he's going to be able to. Again, Lancers just have such a bad time here, and especially for Ku too, because Ku normally wants to buy at least 1 turn or 2 turns out of his health bar. And sometimes more than that, right? Against an archer, especially, you can buy 3, 4 turns, if not more than that, out of your health bar. Which that can result in a lot of extra looping. There's just really no doing that when you're a Lancer versus a Saber, especially with Gwaine having a rather high attack stat. We want to do as little damage as possible, so. I mean, I would not be shocked if Ku could do it, because I tried it with Ku in a pretty scuffed scenario. You know, he didn't have taunt walls, we had pretty bad luck. did not have a super meta CE, and he made it like just over the halfway point. So the question is like using the taunt walls, getting cards during the taunt phase, having a better CE, having the best command codes, getting lucky with crits. Is that enough to do the other half of the health bar? And it might be. I think it's going to be very close. What I'm kind of just expecting is going to happen is he's going to just barely not be able to do it, but he will get surprisingly far. That's what my guess, but it might be in his range, so we shall find out. I think I'm supposed to guess. Yeah, that's fine. That way, if he gets like blown up right now, it doesn't end here, and then he'll kill you through the guts on the NP turn. So. But yeah, the fact that like all like really good solo units can do this at neutral, it's kind of funny if then Ku can do it while being counter class. There's probably some other units out there though. If you could turn Kama into a Lancer, maybe she'd be able to do it. I don't know though, that'd be tough. But she might. She's such a good solo unit. And like, that would be interesting though if you could turn every unit into the game into a Lancer. Which ones could beat it? There'd probably be a few. I don't think Ku would be the only one in the running by any means. Should have done the cardon thing. Parvati can't do it though, no way. Like, no way. She's not really on par with Ku anyway when it comes to soloing or last man standing. And she's AoE, and Boss has decent magic resist. That's so not happening. She'd do better than a lot of other Lancers though, especially the AoE ones. Alright, here we go. We basically did no damage. This is about as reasonable as I can get it. She is kind of disproportionately hurt by not having taunt walls though because of the way her evade works. Anyone that has lingering evade or invulnerability gets more out of taunts than normal. So she's being disproportionately hurt by not having them. We'll try again with Melt in a bit. We'll use Key Sleep. I'll take that triple crit though. Do I remove our defense down? He's gonna skill seal us and burn us, so probably not. That's unfortunate though. I see what you did with the command codes though. You don't have like the best command codes ever for this, but that's kind of a fun stand-in. Pretty much get burned for the crit Yang CE. That's pretty funny. Like, hey, if it works, it's not bad. Damn, didn't crit. That was actually the wrong crit card, but the other one still didn't crit, so I'm not clairvoyant. That was just a coincidence. See, anti-damage to mail. That's actually good. Honestly, these command codes are a bit better than I was thinking, actually. They're not like the meta ones. The ones that are off is definitely this one. This is not good here. But, because this, in case anyone doesn't know, damage resistance is not armor. You know, armor ignore doesn't work on it. None of that stuff does. It's a completely unique mechanic. But this actually is not that bad of a command code setup. Probably would want the heal and heal boost, though, I would think. The Yang CE's got the super crit mod, but it's got a lower chance to crit. I'm gonna go for it though. You never know. If it works, it'll be great. 60% chance for glory here. Come on, come on. Damn it. Bro, look at all our crit buffs. We have all those crit buffs, and then the Yang crit command code is 30%. That would have been glorious if that hit crit. Hey, we guarded the skill seal. Dare I... Okay, let's see. We're probably not gonna live until the next 10 piece. I actually do this now. I could wait to do the buff removal though until I do defense down again. I think he burns for 500 here. I think we put up with it. Okay, finally, on our third attempt, we're guaranteed to get the stupid Yang CE crit buff here. It was really crappy luck, man. Oh yeah, you're right, it is 1,000. Yeah, it is 1,000, man. I remember that on Billy when I was selling it back in the day. That's actually probably enough damage. I should have removed it. That's a pretty big buff. We may die here. Do I do Buster first then? Nah, we'll have some faith. 90%, that's the only card that had a chance not to crit, by the way. I gotta say, this is not bad for being an alter ego and doing half damage all the time. I'm very interested to try Beastlies and see what happens. And we got, God, the crit luck was messed up on this one. Well, we did not die. We're absolutely dead now. Don't worry, guys. I put NP down on him. We are totally safe now, right? We get to go out with a blaze of glory on the crits here, though. Look at that 18k when we're doing half damage. That's pretty good. Like if we were counterclassing, we would really do damage there. But that's why Gwen's not that impressive when you're counterclassing. It's just not hard to solo as an archer or berserker. Some berserkers it's hard just because they don't have any survival, but that was pretty good to be honest. I'm interested to see when we use a super upgraded melt how it goes. Oh yeah, we'll check the friend again. Let's see here. Oh, we got Noelle. Boy, that's gonna be a depressing one. I'll do it, but that's gonna be a depressing one. Just because, you know, 1-star life. You know, when you're fighting at neutral, being a 1-star is not. Okay, I'm not adding any more. We've already done this with Yang. Everyone is sending. We have like 9 Yangs in the all slot right now, right? That's we're not doing Yang again. Jesus, we don't need 30 Yangs. Is Yang that popular though? I don't understand, or I literally don't understand. There's so many Yangs right now. Look at, okay, if we do Yang, I guess we would do that one just because we've already done Yang here though, but that we got literally Yang with Yang CE and Yang CC and MP5. So if we do Yang again, we'll do that one. Let's see, Karna would be interesting. All right, we'll do Yang just to get out of the way. If there's this many Yangs, we gotta at least do Yang once, I suppose. But I'm pretty sure we've done it. We've beaten him before, I think. But this is literally like the Yang to end all Yangs, so I'll bring up the friend code again. Arjuna wants me to see an ult account, so. I want to say this account is green free. I don't remember, to be honest. Oh, hey, Noelle's got the code. Feels good. Maybe I've already got you, Arjuna, and you just haven't shown up yet. Like that could happen. This game's support list is not exactly incredible. Noelle with the save there. That is not the first time Noelle has memorized my friend code on some random account. Let me bring up Yang, though I want to make sure I don't forget like her cooldowns and stuff. I think they're like 666 or something. They're 676. Okay, I was close. Very rare that George dies there, but it can happen. He just triple bustered with attack up and buster up, so that's why we died. There's no need to skill seal when George has lost guts, but not a bad habit to be in, I suppose. Being a little cheeky there with the quick chain, but it's not that big of a bonus. When I see Arjuna's account, I'll check it out. Everyone's always like, why does Green have so many accounts? It's like, this is nothing. And then Arjuna's just like, this isn't even my final form, right? And like, not only do I not have as many accounts, but I don't do anything weird with accounts. I don't. I'm not crazy. I may have a decent amount of them, but I only play like 1 or 2 of them at a time. You know, I'm not like over here doing an event on 5 accounts, right? I don't do that, right? So I'm really nothing crazy. Arjuna's the crazy one. Arjuna, I don't know if that's sarcasm or not. Have you been hiding this account from me this whole time? Is that or is this sarcasm? I don't even know. Okay, let's think here. We gotta plan this out. So her invincibility gives her the battery, right? And the stars. This is an okay time to make stars. It's not the best though. It's nice to have stars when you do the actual NP. We're definitely not doing our second skill. No way. We're not doing our third skill either. I do think we'll do our first skill though. We make sure we have a burn command code. We do. Okay. Although it's on the quick card. How do I do this then? Man, we got that guaranteed crit, but I won't have the burn applied yet. I could do it out of order, but that's not right. There's no way that's right. We do that. We need to get our NP quick. So the next time we use that Buster card, it will get the Yang CE bonus, but on that one it did not. That was rather meta of Gwaine. Let's see, her gain, I think, is 20%? Yes, if it was more than that, we could get our NP right now, but sadly we can't. Okay, so this turn, I actually want to set up crits then. I should get my NP. Either that or I want to apply as much burn as possible. Imagine sounding that happy when you're fighting Gwaine. And that being said, I am convinced Arjuna does not play all of those accounts, you know, during every event either, right? What? Gwaine just like, nope, he's not having it. He's not having it. What was that? Well, that can happen. Unless you're a unit that just has a million survival skills, that can happen to anybody where Gwaine just decides to buster crit with a buster up and attack up and all that, and we're not completely out of this though. We can rebound a little bit, but that's pretty bad. I want to say though, I don't remember. I honestly don't remember if Yang beat this. I think she did, but I don't remember what the setup was and like the CE was and the CCs, because you might want to have like the heal stuff. I don't know. I have no idea. I find normally when you're soloing you want the heal stuff, but it depends on the unit. Like Ku a lot of times doesn't, but Ku is a weird unit. Wow, we're not going to be able to go around the wheel with Atlas. That's so unlikely. That's just bad luck. I mean, that is just straight bad luck. It's very easy to get to use your survival skill twice with Atlas, especially when you use it on turn 1. But yeah, unfortunately, Gwaine is a gorilla and this can happen, so. Yeah, that sounds right, what NA said. I don't think we actually soloed it. She was just unbelievably close, and she wasn't maxed out, and we thought, like, yeah, if things had gone, it's probably possible for her to solo it. And even though she's getting wrecked right now, that's, I do think she can solo this. It's just, yeah, we kind of just got deleted there. Yeah, I kind of remember that now, where she was crazy. She was like 1 turn off from doing it. I remember what it was. We initially were like, oh yeah, no way, she can't do this, because she wasn't doing so good, but then we had a pretty good run, and she was only 1 turn off from doing it, and it wasn't a maxed out Yang. And so at the end of it, what it is I think even when she is maxed out, I don't think she has a 100% win rate here by any means, like no way. But I think if you have a maxed out one and you do get rather lucky, I think she can do it. But no matter how good your Yang is, I do not think there's any world where her win rate here is like even 50%. I think her win rate would be like 20 or 30% or something like that. We definitely could have done better than this though, because look, if I do the cooldown reduction, right, I could do this right now if we needed to, and then we do this, and we're only one turn off from getting our invulnerability back, which that would buy us, a good chunk of time here. But yeah, because he did so much damage earlier, we can't do that. That's just bad luck. Might play her a few more times here in a second. Because that was just bullshit. Like, we literally only need to live one more turn, and that's not hard to do. As her damage ramps up quite a bit as the fight goes on, and then she can really start shredding. So she just did 69k when the boss has, damage resist. So, I mean, it's pretty good. Maybe I need to use my second skill earlier to just, you don't want to waste the game though. I could use my third skill earlier for the defense up. Yeah, maybe we use our third skill sooner. I think that's what we'll change. We definitely want to try Kojiro. He's not gonna work. Okay, here's I Love Orion. I'm guessing you made this account around then. So I suspect you're lying to me. I've definitely seen other ult accounts of yours, Arjuna, that are way better than this. Like I love Arjuna and I love Sigurd and I love Karna and all that. But you do have a damn good Brunhilde there. I'm assuming you rolled on Summer to get Brunhilde and you got the Yang CE while you were at it, because that's a good Brunhilde there, especially, wow, level 90 too. Way better than mine. Mine's level 20. But one day mine will be maxed. I got a bunch of CE bombs ready for it. But let's see, what do we got? Yeah, you got Jesus. This must be a monster. Are you gonna grail her at some point? Because this is basically as strong as she can be without being grailed, because you've got 10-10-10, you got extremely good command codes, you got the Yang CE, which is very good on her anyway. I will say though, there are circumstances where the Yang CE is not meta. Just because sometimes you need starting NP. Sometimes fights are shorter and you need to get like a double NP off, and the only way to get two NPs off, the only way to NP twice is to have starting NP, right? So it's not always right, but it is right often. Especially if the enemy has evade or invulnerability. I like how it's named Orion, but Brunhilde is the one. It's named I Love Orion, but he doesn't even have faux items. You were definitely trolling when you said this was your most advanced ult account. That is clearly not. You got level 1 CE, 8, 10, 5, totally random, and then don't have the faux items. Yeah, I fixed that. It just didn't update. Oh, it feels bad. Yeah, the support list can be pretty shitty like that. Yeah, your units aren't even like max level and stuff, so this is clearly not your most advanced ult account. Don't got the upgrade yet. That's probably because you're not far enough into the story though. I can tell though it's a newer-ish account, probably started around Summer or around Lost Belt 5. And so for what CEs they've given out, you're like, oh hey, I need a Buster CE, so you played that one event on this account to make sure you got the Buster CE. It makes sense. And yeah, Brunhilde is fight ready. And hey, once this CE gets leveled up and all that, it'll be pretty good. Okay. I approve of this Billy. Alright, I guess we'll do Kojiro real quick, and we'll do Yang again, but because Kojiro is here, we'll do this. Now, I kind of feel like it's fair to give Kojiro the taunt walls because he is a 1-star, but we'll stick to what we've been doing. I'm not sure Atlas is right because Kojiro only has 11,000 health. He'll just die so fast, I don't think his skills will go around the wheel. Normally you could do that, and you could definitely do that if you were counterclassing, but we're gonna die pretty quick, so we might want to do default to just like stabilize a little bit and get the attack up. Yeah, I'm thinking default. That's sad, especially because our default's rank 9, but not a tanky boy. Got those faux paws though, it's quite nice. People absolutely were hating Sigurd being in Summer Brunhilde's NP. Now, I don't think it's the majority of the player base or even close. Like, I think it's like, you know, a few hundred people out of the entire player base, but vocal minority. But that absolutely was a thing. Like, it wasn't even like they're hating on her and you're reading between the lines and you think it's because of Sigurd. I saw multiple people just straight up say they did not like her because Sigurd was in it and my waifu and all that. Like, they were very open about it. There were multiple people that just straight up said that. But again, vocal minority is probably, you know, in the hundreds, right? So it's not that many people really in the grand scheme of things. It's not even... It's just sad, right, that people act that way, especially when, you know, it's like hating on Romeo in Romeo and Juliet, where it's like, but my waifu, right? It doesn't make any sense. Hey, maybe Kojiro is the one star getting buffed, who knows? Finally fix his second skill. I want Kojiro to get the buff the most. He doesn't need it the most, absolutely not. He's the best one-star assassin for sure. But it's so frustrating how his skill works, right? It's in lore it's supposed to be anti-charm, and in game it is anti-charm, but you can't use it when charmed because you can't use your skills when you're charmed, right? It's just stupid. Like, and that's one of the cool things about Kojiro in lore is that he's completely immune to charm. You know, he's got like if you read the skill description, it's really neat and everything, right? But yeah, it doesn't work and that's stupid, so I actually want Kojiro to get the buff. And by all means, after buffing Kojiro, by all means, buff Matahari 2 and buff Charlotte 2. Charlotte probably, out of all the one-stars, Charlotte needs it the most, I would say, for the assassins. Like, in terms of gameplay, she needs it the most. Because Matahari might be disappointing, but honestly, her support is actually very good with the massive defense down. So yeah, I want Kojiro to get it. I mean, I wish all three of them got buffed right now, really, but no go. But yeah, I just want, once Kojiro gets that second skill buff, I think he'll feel complete and you know, fine. And yeah, he's a one-star, but you know, it's fine. So yeah, if he could just fix that, I'll be good. I've never understood the whole like hating characters in universe hooking up when like I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I hope the Saber is Rama too. Even though those other Sabers are like more and there's other and things like that, it's just no one deserves it more than him. Like, I mean, he's so power crept right now. Like he so directly power crept him. There's no way we're going around the wheel, so I'm actually going to use the evade from the Mystic Code first. Wait, the problem is I'm going to have to save it for the NP, but I don't want to use the crit buff right now. We have 0 stars. I can use our second skill, but still probably won't amount to critting. Because if I use the evade, I'm still going to have to like wait a turn to use the first skill then. So this is awkward no matter what I do. This is really awkward right now. It's because we have 0 stars. If we just had a few stars, I'd use my second skill and it'd be fine. That's just dumb. That's just dumb right now. Like, this is really screwing Kojiro over. I kind of just want to reset. This is crazy how bad this is. This is a massive value hit. I guess I just don't do any of them. And the thing is, now I can't really quick chain, and I need to, but I don't want to waste the heal. But I guess I kind of have to. You know what? I'll do that. I could be wrong though. I'm so annoyed with that that first turn. That is crazy how much I like threw everything off. I don't have my NP. That's shit. And the heal boost is on art card. Everything's wrong! I guess we just do that. So we could have an extra 1,000 health right now. If we could heal boost the turn before and heal boosted that turn, we'd have another 1,000 health. So we'd have 8,000, and we might be able to live another turn of getting smacked in the face. We could still theoretically do that, but we're going to be pushing our luck. I cannot believe we're this far in and we're just now NPing. Like, that is not what you want on Kojiro, because Kojiro makes so many stars on his NP that it kind of cascades into good things for you, but I don't even know why that went so bad. Maybe I should have just done quick twice in a row, but then we would have missed the heal, so... 45k though, not bad. Again, damage resist, neutral, 1 star. That's pretty good. Yeah, he might need the taunt walls just because. Again, he's just a 1 star. I should not have used the attack up last turn. Should have used it now because we're gonna have double quick up. Oh right, we can't remove the burn and all that. Well, we're gonna need a miracle turn here. I'm picking this one just because of the faux pas. Like, it's going kind of to waste, but double quick up, you know, and crit up and all that. You want to see the big numbers. Damn it! Few things being a little different, we could have gotten a lot farther than that. Hold on, I'm gonna be right back. I need to make a sandwich. I'm like starving to death apparently. Stomach is growling and all that good stuff, so give me 1 second. I'm gonna go slap some tuna on some bread and I'll be right back. I'll bring up our friend code while I'm... Oh, there we go. There's Beastly. Oh man, I want to check out Not Virgil. I really want to check that out. That's gonna be fun. Yeah, that might be the next one. That's gonna be awesome. All right, there's the friend code. I'll be right back. Beastly with the good stuff. took a little bit longer than I thought because I decided to make 2 sandwiches and I made them kind of fancy. So, but I'm hungry and, you know, who doesn't like a good sandwich? Okay. I feel like we've surely done Choco Johnny here. Didn't she beat it? I'm pretty sure she did. And again, she's kind of a top tier solo. Did we do Vlad here? I mean, Lost put it in the all slot. That ain't the Berserker slot. That's the all slot. I guess we do Vlad here. Okay, sure. I guess the options were in A or Vlad. Beastly's beat it. That makes sense. I'm not surprised by that. That's impressive though, because she's AoE, neutral, 4-star. But I mean, she is a top tier solo unit. Some people think she's like a bit below top tier. She is top tier as fuck. Now, Vlad is a Berserker, so it's a little different, right? Normally we don't use Berserkers here, but it's Vlad. He got buffed, so fair enough. Excuse me for not talking as much, but I'm stuffing my face with, you know, tuna, so. Oh. One of these days, that's gonna land. The nightmare is he NPs, then casts 2 skills, and then George is still alive. I mean, Semiramis did not beat Mordred. The at best double downed, but she killed Mordred's master. And Mordred decided to just not, you know, get another master, but they doubled down. And everyone's like, oh, but Mordred got help from her master. So did Semiramis. Semiramis had help from like 7 masters. So overall, I mean, they just doubled down. They both had outside help. I would say Semiramis had more because not only did she have 7 fucking masters, but she had an insane amount of prep time. But Mordred got command spells, so overall I'd say it was about equal. And really, George lived. Okay, that's great. Let's just reset now. But if like Mordred and Semiramis were gonna fight again, like the winner is just gonna be based on context. It's like if Semiramis has a lot of prep time, it favors her. If she doesn't have prep time, then it massively favors Mordred. You know, it's all over the place. They have a very weird matchup, and that's pretty normal though for people like Semiramis though. Okay, let's see. Let's not mess this up. Maybe we'll get the skill seal this time so George dies. I mean, George overwhelmingly dies without it. It's just, as we just saw, on occasion, that is not the case. That's the first time I've ever seen a Semiramis fan, though, act like Semiramis won. She got cut in half. It's kind of weird. That is a new one. Like, imagine having your face explode with blood. Like, I'm winning! Good times. Alright. Actually landing the goddamn skill seal. We actually didn't need it that time, though, because Guts was already gone. That's not really true, lols. I think you're cherry picking a very, very, very small minority of people and acting like that's the whole fandom. Most people don't give a flying fuck. Like, overwhelmingly, most people don't give a flying fuck. If anything, I would say there's probably more people out there that like Mordred and Semiramis than there are people that like just one or the other and dislike the other. That's literally like 50 people. Like, it's fucking nothing. That's when people try to act like Twitter is representing humanity, and thank God it's not. Okay. I want to get value out of our double guts. I think that's really important. Most health I could ever have again on one turn, and it's the last turn that I have a defense buff. Yep, okay. If there's ever a turn that I can face tank, this is pretty much the only one. So, might as well go for it. We're hurting our NP game, but I'm skeptical that we would loop here anyway. But maybe we'll see. Maybe I am screwing myself on the NP game. We're up to 7,900 health with a defense buff. And Gwen Quick charges into his NP. Okay, fantastic. That was a lot for nothing. Goddamn game. I should have known though. He always does that at that health threshold. That's like that's pretty much a preset thing. Fuck. That sucks, man. Who knows? I mean, it was unlikely that it would have worked, but you never know. We looped though. Good thing you healed. Yeah, I know. Made such a difference. Honestly, if you min-max this, I think we can win. We're pretty close to winning, and you know, we have some of our command codes don't even do anything. You can do this. You can do this. The question is, would you be able to do it at NP1? That I'm not so sure about, but he can definitely do this at NP2. I'd even say with a decent win rate, if you just figure it out, if you just find the right skill order, the right command codes, the right sticky, you can probably get an over 50% win rate here. Because I mean, Jesus, we're close. So not bad, not bad. I mean, Berserkers normally can solo this, so, but for 90 NP2, that's fine. Gawain got less overkill because of that heal, indeed. So relevant. Alright, where's that, oh, we do have the melt that we said we would test again. Alright, we'll do melt real quick, but I really want to see the, not Virgil. What's his name? Hajima? I think I forgot. And yeah, Vlad's 20% or down 3 turns, but it's after damage, so. I don't really know what that turn order was, but who cares? I should like reset this song, I couldn't hear it that entire time. This song was uploaded by Cairo, by the way. I'll link it. Like, this is like some super old video game soundtrack that no one had uploaded, so Cairo uploaded it. But he's a coward and he has it unlisted. I feel like I forgot to cast something there, but hopefully it's fine. Miss! Joy! I think it is in 64. It is, I want to say. It's like right after those. I think it's in 64. I don't know. I never played the game, so. Thank God his Buster buff is gone. It's so not how you want to start the fight with him being pre-buffed like that. Do we use her second skill? Start getting those crits going. We don't really have a crit chance. Well, yeah, we have the one guaranteed. Okay, fuck it, I'll do it. That's nice, we can remove the defense down. I dig it. Maybe I should have focused on NP gain a little bit more there. Okay, never mind. We got plenty. Lucky crit here would be nice. Melt is Irish, yeah. Not quite PSA, but you know, it's still good. Melt is a good example of them realizing PSA was way too strong because hers is less hits and it has a time limit. Like, they almost never make skills like PSA anymore. I think if they ever do, they'll only do it for a coup because lol lore. They really don't like want to make skills like that. It's a bit much. Because at their worst, they're just as good as any other evade, right? And at their best, they're better. So it's just kind of silly. I like the stars from the star bomb, but it's 90% crit. I don't really feel like having that 1 in 10. I really don't feel like having that right now. I think these are both 20% crit. Is this 15 or 20? I think it's 20. So I think it's... You know what? Just in case it's not, I'll do that. Wait, no, the hawk is the 21. I actually don't know what the fuck the mouse is. I want to say that's star absorb. Pretty sure like the griffin or whatever is the 20% one. I don't know what the fuck the mouse one is. I know the Ushi one though, because we looked it up yesterday. The Ushi one is just 20% crit for any card type, which is awesome. Got a little bit of NP gain there. Is there any world where we can use our evade for the NP? I don't think so. Now, in a different setup style, maybe, because you could have like heal command codes and stuff, and maybe you could make it that far, but I don't think Melt's making it that far, so... So this melt is more upgraded, but the reason we're not doing as well is, didn't the other one have the Yang CE? That's probably why. We're keeping up though. But yeah, I think the other melt has a Yang CE, and apparently this is one of the fights where it's worth it. Because this is an objectively better melt outside of the CE. It's almost like the Yang CE is broken as fuck or something. And imagine if Gwaine would like waste time casting a vulnerability or evade, right? And you just bypass it, so he's like, he wasted his action. Right, it's just absurd. Man, if we could get one more NP off, that'd have been great. Still good though. I mean, this for being a goddamn alter ego, this is an excellent performance. I think the other alter egos for the most part would just get bodied. I'm sure there's at least one or two other ones that would do well, but we're almost tied. Almost tied. Very close. Yeah, Passion Lip is actually a very, very good unit. But I don't know if she could solo it for ID proc. I don't know if she could solo it though. I mean, yeah, for ID proc, but good luck with that one. But she probably performed pretty well. All right, let's see if we can get not Virgil in here. There we go. I guess when in doubt, if you don't know what command code to go with the anti-mail one. I figure, I guess that's a good one here. What do we got? We got heal unquick, absorb, star bomb. This makes a degree of sense. Okay, probably Atlas. Yeah, let's see what you got, Arjuna. I haven't used one of your units in a while. This is another song. This one was not uploaded by Cairo, but I know of this song because of Cairo. Look at me art chaining. Let's see. Almost forgot to use guts, because if he had like crit us or buster, triple buster or whatever, I could have died there. Close. Hey, we finally got it, and we have guts, so it actually means something. It's like the first time. Yeah, I think gut units probably massive damage. So. Berserkers and archers don't have too hard of a time here, especially archers. Archers generally just beat the hell out of it. Alright, we'll get the music. Okay, what is the plan here? We need to get our NP, but we do want stars. 40% crit is so tempting, but it wastes the heal. I'll do this for now. Damn. I should have done a more NP gain focused combo. I'm taking too long to cast my skills now. I think I kind of have to cast them now. Yeah, I think I messed up there. I think getting your NP there is like paramount. Thanks RNG. That was so lame. Yeah, we've taken way too long though to get our NP. We need to like NP on turn 2, and we need to be doing another NP right now. Sound effects are messed up, don't bad. Our crit luck has not been phenomenal here. Burn didn't land, but we could have gotten rid of it anyway. I wonder if we want the heal on art. I don't know. Critting is super important, but we're probably not going to loop this turn, so I wonder if I use the quick card. I'm going to say yes. If it buys us one turn, it's completely worth it. It's a lot less awesome when the sound effects are messed up. If I could live one more turn, I could evade the NP. I mean, it's possible, but it's not very likely. If I could NP right now, I could get him to quick charge, but I cannot, unfortunately. We're kind of spelling our doom here. Yeah, you're probably right. There's not enough stars to go around to 2-star absorb, so yeah, we probably should do something else in the art cards. Like, heal boost and heal is fine, but maybe something else, I don't know. Because you might end up using the heal. I almost want to say heal on Buster, but I'm not sure. Well, he got past half at least, but we can definitely do better than that. It certainly can do better than that. Yeah, it's because I had to use the skills early. Maybe, I don't know though, maybe Star Absorb is good if I just got my EP in time. Because that's why everything got messed up, because I had to use my skills, otherwise the cooldowns wouldn't sync up. But then I didn't have the Star Bomb for the MP turn. So I need to just absolutely make sure on that first turn I get my MP. So probably Arc Quick Guard is my first action. Not motivated indeed. Made it over halfway though, not too bad for a 4-star. Give him another bash here. So Dwayne is Dante, right? Funny how turn order can affect things. Imagine if I used mashes and vulnerability on the turn the NP was happening. Like this would be a lot worse. If the taunt would have worn off, so you're not even protecting the solo unit, you're just hanging out, eating up the deck. It'd be a lot better if that skill was ranked up. That would help. Also, I mean, there's no shortage of demonic swords, and that's not a good connection at all. And dear God, there's so many demonic swords in Fate. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we have crit this time, so maybe I don't need to do the art. I mean, 50-70. I just hate using the quick with the heal. Okay, no, let's just don't fuck with it. Just get it done, get the NT. We did crit though, so we probably could have done Buster art. But yeah, we went over by 31. Funny how that can happen. All right. Much better, because yeah, when you have the more stars you have, the more the Star Absorb, you know, is likely to grab some of them. So you have that whole under the hood RNG thing though. But the thing is that affects you with or without the Star Absorb, and if it happens to land on the card of a Star Absorb, you have even better Absorb. So it's still always a good thing. Well, unless you don't have any Star Gen or Star Bomb, then it's terrible. But that's different. Okay, we should loop just fine here. Oh my God, Beastly, that picture is so cursed. That is so cursed. Phone making all kinds of noise. Fantastic. Okay, this one, it's easier to loop because of the resist down, but we don't have crit worth a damn this time, so we'll see what happens. We'll have double resist down and art up though for those two cards. Sound effects on this are messed up too. Normally do like the powering up like kind of, I don't know, verb sound in the background while he's doing that part. Okay, we looped again. This is going better than last time. Now, do I heal here? Because we are getting to that point where he could potentially one-turn us. The dream is you don't evade until the next NP. That's how you get the furthest. But looping, though. I think we just do this for now. That's a tough turn. Oh man. Look at that gain rate. Oh boy. See, if we could have been this means enough turns have gone by that we could have used the heal command code twice. And if you could somehow work on the heal boost, we would have enough health right now to face tank another turn. But I don't think that's going to happen. Also, I think we're going to get him low enough that he's going to quick charge into his NP. So, it's definitely evade time. It's a shame though, because we're ready to start all over again. We get the star bomb again, right? We get all the stuff again, but we're gonna get very little use out of them because we're gonna die soon. There already is a character in the Natsuverse that's like Dante. I keep forgetting what his name is though. He has like a weird name. I think it's like a nickname. It's like an object or something. I can't fucking remember. Every time I hear it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. But I can never remember his name to save my life. Enhance, that's it. Yep, that's the one. And yeah, it's the name. It's not like a name, it's a thing, you know. It's not an object in that case, that's an action, but I was close. Okay, this was a pretty good performance though. Okay, this is obviously our last turn. We have double quick down. I think we do the quick, because we're gonna have triple quick down if he doesn't guard it, so. Well, I think that's all she wrote for, not Virgil here. Not bad though, really not bad. He guarded the, arc resist down. Clearly not on par with Choco Jana and all that kind of stuff for soloing, but still very good. And some fights are more burst oriented, and in that case, he's actually really good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Wasn't really expecting him to solo it anyway, so. It is really funny though that Choco Jana can solo this when she's a 4-star, she's neutral, and she's AoE. Like, that is not a recipe for soloing Gwen. Like, if you told me, hey, I'm trying to solo Gwen, I'm using a unit that's class neutral, that has AoE, and they're a 4-star, I'd be like, odds are you're probably not going to beat that just because more units like that can't beat it than can. But then if you tell me it's Choco John, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, never mind. Well, I was going to try Yang again. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we'll give Yang another shot because she had a really bad time. Oh yeah, here, we'll check our friend request real quick. But hold on, let me do... I don't think we're gonna see Yang again because I don't think he's logged in a while. So let me do this, then I swear we'll do it right after. Because I said earlier we were going to do Yang again, and we never have. So yeah, I got one priority at a time, but we'll do Arjuna next. Now I think we beat it with Choco Jonah eventually. It took a few tries though, off memory. I think originally we used one that didn't do it, but then we used Beastly's and we did it. I think that's what it was, but I may be crazy. It's hard. There's so many bosses and so many different attempts on different streams. It's hard to keep track of everything. Big buster card from Dante. So much damage. It is 98, I think. Double digits. Useful for once. Just switch those cards in the back around. Yeah, the crit. It'd be better if it was in the middle. It's so little damage though, it doesn't really matter. We've never ever done any kind of substantial damage to Wayne with the plotter units here. Okay. I think I'm going to use her second skill, or third skill on turn 2. Although it's nice to apply the burn off the bat, but I think we just do this. Do I want to use the battery? I feel like you check to see like where your NP gain is at here. There's definitely a world where you don't do normal card damage here though, and you go full NP gain. You know what? I'm doing it. We don't have the burn for that. I mean, it's 80% Buster Crit's nice, but we don't even have the burn yet, so. Now, I'm picking the not Star Bomb just because in case the other burn gets guarded, I want to absolutely have burn for next turn, so I don't want to take any risks here. She landed it though, so all for naught. The dream is we get close enough. Yes, right on the button. That is the exact amount of MP we need. Any less, this is wouldn't work. Okay, now we have our defense up, so we're a little bit less likely to explode. I wish, I tell you, units with crit down, and over the years, people that have followed me for a long time, you all have seen this. Units with crit down have a way more reliable win rate. Now, sometimes things are out of their reach, it doesn't matter, you know, but when something is within their reach, you know, instead of it being 50-50 or whatever, a lot of times it's like 80% or 90% and they're gonna win, right? Because crit down just removes so much horseshit from bosses like this. So it's like, lol, Buster crit, you're dead, right? Yeah, crit down is like one of my favorite things in this game. Because even when you're doing team stuff, you know, when you're fighting Bull of Heaven, literally what kills you is the crits. Like, overwhelmingly. So if you have a unit to throw out some crit down, and you're not gonna get crit so much, that makes a very big difference. Yeah, I've had a lot of YouTube comments where people were like, man, I never really thought crit down was any good. And they're like, now I see it is very good. A lot, like on my tier list video, a lot of people brought that up. Because I brought it up constantly in my tier list video. It's like something I, you know, if I see that on a unit, I'm like, oh, fuck yes, that's a big positive. Okay, the trick here is we must get our invulnerability for the next NP. We can't use it on normal attacks, so we're screwed. I think she probably needs a heal command code. I think she needs it. You want the burn, that's fine, but I suspect you want the Buster to maybe be heal, and then like one of the other cards to be heal boost or something. I'm not sure, maybe not on Buster. I don't know what the right cards would be, but I think she probably, to do her best, she probably does need the heal command code, and probably the heal boost, but maybe not the heal boost. But probably. It's good, good synergy. Do I make stars here? Yeah, I'm gonna make stars here. Yeah, ultimately, I don't think the Yang CE... no, I'm sorry, the Yang CC I don't think is worth it here because you just don't get to bust or crit enough, and then you might not actually have a crit chance and everything else, so you're probably better off with healing or some other thing. We're close, man. We're close, but I'm probably gonna have to invulnerability next turn, and then we'll just wait. Oh no, if he quick charges this turn, it's fine. He won't kill us. I actually very much want him to quick charge here because it's not gonna really affect when he NPs because of his gimmick. It's not gonna make a difference, and it means he won't attack so fucking much, so I won't take as much damage. Yeah, seriously, please quick charge. That'll help me a lot here. What I generally do for Bullet Heaven, because I fought it many times on many different accounts, is you use some kind of strong lancer at the start, you deal with Ishtar, and then 100 Face. Because 100 Face takes damage, she can run it back because of how her toolkit works. And then basically just more assassins and maybe David in the back. And it works pretty well. I mean, 100 Face is just godly in that fight. Because she's an assassin, that's what you want. She's a longevity, unit, and that's a long fight. And she has a massive crit down, and literally, the whole thing that kills you in that fight is his crit. Some people don't notice that, but it absolutely what gets you in that fight is him critting. And 100 Face is a 50% crit down every time she fucking NPs, right? So, yeah, it's kind of good. This is not looking bad for Yang right here. I wish I could cast my third skill right now, though, get those burns going. You can see what I'm saying though, where it's like it's in her range to do this. Although, Yang CE kind of good, so I don't know how she would do without it. But oh fuck, I can't use my skill now. I'm gonna be skill sealed. Gwen, you son of a bitch. It would have let me get at least some last second damage in with like the burn. But yeah, I can't cast it now. Well, that's part of the fight, unfortunately. Put in slow-mo, just in some miracle if we like double crit here and something. I tell you, if we had our third skill up, we might have been able to double down with the dots after we die. That is so slow. That is so slow in slow-mo. Like, whoa, that is slow. That is crazy. She's so close, man. Dude, if we had healing, I'm telling you, if we had healing command codes and stuff, I think we could have enough health to potentially live this turn. And we win next turn. So yeah, you can see what I'm saying, right? Because yeah, with the right command codes, we could maybe have enough health to live there. Now, obviously, things went well on the way, so you'd have to have heal command codes and have things go as well as they did there. That was so close, though. And then she almost got it with the dots, too. Yeah, it's doable. She can do it, but I don't think under any circumstance, even with the right command codes, the right CE, all the bells and whistles, I don't think she's going to have a super high win rate. I think the best she might be able to get to is maybe 30 to 50%, somewhere in that range. A 50-50 is pretty decent, but I'm not sure she could quite get to that, but I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe there's a whole other setup with her that I'm not even thinking of that would do way better, but you never know. But yeah, we could have potentially used the heal command code 3 times in that fight, I think. And so if you can line it up so the heal boost and the heal command code is on the right cards, so you can use them smoothly and not fuck up your value, she could have potentially gone one more turn. And that would have been the win. Guys, I wonder, just for the lulz, we're going to do this, but I wonder if she can do this. We'll do without the taunt walls, right? So that'll, make it harder and everything, but, I don't know, guys. I think she might have this. It might be possible, though, in a very cursed timeline, it might be possible for her to lose if Gwen is just buster critting all the time. Like that last round, he never buster crit on a turn that was a problem, right? Because it's not, critting is one thing, buster critting is just so much more damage. And he can have the attack up and buster up. I mean, it's so much damage. So maybe if he just buster crits like 4 times or something, maybe we lose. We'll see. I kind of doubt it, though. Match Sergeant. Lowest damage possible, pretty much. She won at level 90 with no command codes and 1k foe. Yeah, that sounds about right. that sounds about right. I'm guessing you did that on like an ult account or something. Yeah, 1k foe, man. That's and level 90. So you only grail twice. Then I wonder if I bet if you get lucky, then you could probably do it at level 80. I guess it depends on how much wiggle room there was there. Chat, we're living in a timeline where Benkei has an animation update, but Leonidas doesn't. That's rough. Wait, I did it? When did I do that? Man, it's hard to keep track of these things. Oh my god, there's a clip here. Is this literally a clip of me doing it? Because, I don't remember that. Yep, that is a clip of me doing that. Okay, I'm guessing that was your Fujino or something then, though. Jesus. Looking like it was decently close, though. Watch this. Wait. Gotta min-max the low damage, so we gotta put the crit in the front. So soon after she came out? Ah, I see. That must have been... What account was that then? Was that the one with 3-star account? Did we just take a break at Gwaine for funsies or something? That's like the only account I can think of back then that would have been... Could have potentially been there. Especially if it's old Mike. Okay. I haven't played Fujino in a really long time. Let's see if I remember how to do any of this. I'm assuming I do this right here. Do I second skill? How many stars does it make? Let me look. We've made a few stars there. It makes 15. A bit wonky. I'll do it though, see if we get an arc crit. Man, I can tell Beasley plays Fujino a lot. These command codes are very well thought out. Like, he literally, I get it. It's like you remove the health down and you get a little bit of the heal there, right? Like, I see what's going on here. He gets stars. Yeah, there are some units out there, you know, some units it's pretty straightforward how you should command code them. Like, it's very straightforward. But there are some units that are just not like that at all. And there's a lot of different ways to play them, and there's a lot of nuance to their command codes. And Fujino is one of those, and yeah, I'm sure Beasley has messed around with command codes a lot on her. I've done that on Ku. My god, I've done a lot of weird setups on Ku with command codes. Okay, well, time to cast this. Shame that her armor ignore doesn't work here, but does not work that way. Now this is something I have never been good at figuring out with Fujino, is do you bust your chain when you have Buster up, or do you art because you got the NP gain buff? Every time, no matter what decision I make here, I feel like I'm making the wrong decision. Every time. I'm thinking BBB, just because her NP is not upgraded. You know, it's not that amazing. I'm guessing, my guess would be, if you don't have the Buster up, you do art. That's what I think Beasley is saying, that's what it seems like. Like, take the burst when you got it. But I know that, you know, her NP is not the hardest hitting, so I guess that decreases your desire to do art there. I would only art if there was a break bar. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Or a really big hit count. Yeah, that makes sense. If their hit count is so high, like, I'll just do, you know, if I just do the art and get a good hit count, I'll just do it right away. So that makes a lot of sense. Nice damage claim? Okay, now see this. Do a last turn of guts, but I guess you invulnerability? And then we're just gonna guts again. So I guess I invulnerability. We still have damage cut though. Why is our damage cut unlimited? Am I the only one that feels like because of Fujino, that's why damage cuts are always hit sensitive now? Kind of like how Ku fucked up with, you know, PFA. They're like, oh god, we can't do this. Like, I kind of feel like that's what's going on there. She might be able to face tank this. She's counterclassing, and his NP is AoE, and we have the attack down. But he's got Buster up. If he didn't have the Buster up, I would say we could face tank this pretty smoothly. I'm gonna do that. I'm a coward, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. Okay, I'm gonna on this turn actually go full NP gain, I think. Oh right. Wait, no, not special damage. I think. I want to say that works on like, you know, the Genji buff. I know it worked on that. I used it. I don't know if it works for Buster Up or not. I've never tested that. If it does, then we should have used it and probably face tanked, because then we would have damage cut, it's AoE, we're counterclassing, we have attack down, and then he wouldn't have the Buster Up, so we could have face tanked it pretty easily. Surely we BBB here because we got the crits. God, full pause too. You know what I'm thinking about doing? This, because doing Game with Ku is kind of a ways off because I gotta wait for the rerun. I might make another new account just for Gwaine and then leave it there. And so we can I'll make a video for this Gwaine, right? And then I can make videos for other boss fights, because FGO's been so slow. But I'll wait a bit because FGO's about to put out an event and maybe I'll have a lot of video-worthy content there. We've obviously won this, by the way. It's not really even close. I highly doubt he's going to kill us here. I'm very doubtful. We've got attack down, damage cut, guts, you know, all the stuff. I can heal if need be. What's the play here, though? We'll do this, just because if I get my NP again, it's over. So why bother with the Buster cards? Although, I don't know, maybe if we got this big crit there with Buster cards, we might have killed them. Yeah, we could have killed them that turn. Oh yeah, if we had gotten a Buster crit, we would have killed him there. Okay, let's see what the damage is. I'm really curious. Not a lot. It's not a lot. Yeah, we're totally fine. We're totally fine. NP, whatever. Who cares? What the fuck? And we would do another attack down this turn, and we still have damage cut. That is ridiculous. Okay, we'll just end the stage now. We're obviously going to do 56k. Yeah, we still have damage cut, we still have guts, and we're going to apply another attack down. Oh my god. Just nonsense. And then watch, they're going to buff Fujino someday. Like, they're just going to be like, hey, let's buff Fujino when she gets her second rate up. Alright, we got the Yang CE, but we only have one burn command code, so we gotta hope that it actually lands. Now, my experience with Karna Saber is that he's a totally solid, good Saber, but he's nothing exceptional, right? He gets the job done, but he's not like one of those, you know, he's not up there with Choco Jana or not Virgil. He's none of that, like not at all. He's actually more in line with the 3 stars. He's kind of like in line with Bedivere and Caesar and everything. So I do not expect an amazing performance out of him, but we'll see. This is a very upgraded one, and he got the Yang CE, so when Fujino gets buffed, indeed. Oh lord, I can't even imagine. But I could totally see them buffing her NP. And man, you can do some crazy stuff with her on a team, because you can have like teammates give her a defense up and stuff like that. And you just face tank everything, and then if her teammates, you let them all die. You use them as like disposable fodder to be like cycling buffs. You don't like, oh yeah, excuse me Arjuna, that slipped my mind. I got distracted by the Fujino. Yeah, well, I'll do that. Someone slapped me with a frying pan. I'm like, putting the Arjuna thing off because I just keep like forgetting. I'm not a great guy, man. Feels bad. Imagine scuffing one of your like most long. You know, Arjuna's been watching me forever, right? And over here ignoring the support list. Normally, when you support Fujino on a team, from what I've seen anyway, and I've used her some on a team, you don't generally want the supports to be super tanky or to make her more tanky, because generally she's got the tanky thing like on lock, right? It's no problem. You know, maybe throw in Mash, because Mash has the attack up on her NP and stuff, something like that. But you either want taunts or you want just damage people, you want to just be cycling people, like give her buffs and things like that. Generally, you don't need to be more survival based, because it's overkill. Like, you know, there's no negative damage, right? The enemies don't heal you when they do little damage. Although that would be funny. Hey, Fury. You just get Fujino being disgusting. I'd like to remind everyone they lowered Ku's guts cooldown by 1 for some reason. That didn't really matter too much though, because generally Ku could go around the wheel with his guts anyway. It just means you have more wiggle room. Before, sometimes you have to be kind of like, you might be casting it a little early just to be safe, right? Where now, because it's the shorter cooldown, you can be a little bit more, maybe I just wait a turn because I know I'm not going to need it yet, so... and it also lets you line up the attack up easier. I think that's why they did it. I think they did it because they wanted it to be easier to line up the attack up, but not have to worry so much about for casting it too soon or too late. Now, I could save that for when he's going to NP, so I don't have to use the removal, but I mean, what else am I going to use the removal for, so... Not the best use of our second skill, when I think about it. Okay, we need to apply the burn, so we'll do that. I was kind of tempted to do art quick quit, but because we need to apply the burn, I think that's what we'll do. I want stars this turn, and I want my NP. I think I can get away with this. None of that crit, by the way. That's pretty unfortunate. Okay, well, Gwaine just did a buster crit. Not a quick crit, not an art crit. It was a buster crit, and he had attack up and buster up. And yeah, that's how you die right there. Hey, Salty, thank you for the raid, man. I appreciate it. Not having the best showing for Karna right now. We weren't expecting him to win, but that buster crit made it a lot worse, I think, than it otherwise would have been. This is actually the worst anyone has done today. Like, Kojiro did better than this. But that was just terrible luck. That was terrible luck with that buster crit there. I was not expecting Karna to do worse than Kojiro, though, to be honest. That's a good turn for us, though. We didn't crit again, though. I gotta say, okay, I really do feel like Karna, on average, would do pretty well. The main reason he's not doing so good is we basically never crit and we've been crit. Like, this is just going so bad. Like, this, like, the value is just terrible here. Also, we're not living long enough for Atlas to actually go around the wheel and give us our skills back, which means I should have used the fault. We got this one back, but that doesn't do anything, so... We finally get to crit here after, like, 3,000 years. That crit up command code. I suspect if I use the other Mystic Code and he actually did a few more crits, he could get decently far. He actually turned that around pretty well at the end there. He did a little bit better at the end than I thought he was going to. Not bad, not bad. He's not beating it. There's no way he's beating it, but you could get a bit farther than that. All right, let's check I Love Arjuna's thing here. What do we got? Which one is it? Is it this one? Oh my god, is that don't you have one of her though that's 10-10-10? Because I remember maybe it wasn't yours, but we used her against Guadia and she could live indefinitely. It was impossible. It was impossible for her to die to Guadia. I remember. That's only a level 115 account too. Oh, are you? Oh my god, I think you're just showing off all your alt accounts. Let's see what this one's got. This one must be new. This one must be super new. Cause yeah, this is like super scuffed. This must be like crazy new. Let's see what yeah, it's level 109. Yeah, this is a super new one. And of course you still got what man, I've noticed this about you, Arjuna. You always do this. Like if you like a unit, you try to get it on like every account. You know, even if you've got that unit, like because I know you do. You have Limbo at like level 100, you know, high NP rank, 10-10-10, all that. You've done that, but you still get Limbo on your alt accounts anyway. You always like you've gotten God Juno on like 4 or 5 of your accounts, I think. It's like you don't need it, but you do it anyway. But I guess yeah, if you mess around at low level and whatnot, it's fun to have the units that you like. So. And I got Grailed Coup on like 30,000 accounts, so got that Muramasa, I see. But yeah, don't you have a Jinko? Or have you said her name? Don't you have one that's stronger than that? I think, or am I crazy? I just remember we used her against Guadia, and it just no matter what Guadia did, we could not die ever. So she could have beaten like 9 Guadias, and it wouldn't matter. Oh my god, you have another one. You have another one. My god, you aren't kidding. You have a lot of alt accounts. What the fuck? And I like how oh, I got Achilles though. I'll take it. How old is this one? Let's see. This one must be a bit older. 120s. So it's still not one you play super active. So I imagine, Arjuna, you just do so much weird nonsense when you're just playing through the story on these accounts. You just mess around and summon yourself and whatnot. Good times, good times. Okay, I swear that's all of them, right? I swear that's all of them, right? Although I know you have NA ones, but we can't see those here. All right, let's try one more, and then I think I'm gonna do some Darkest Dungeon. I'm in the mood for it. I might take a quick break though, but it won't be very long. But yeah, I want to do some Darkest Dungeon. Who do we want to try here? We got Merlin. That'll take so long though. That'll take every time we do Merlin Souls. It'll take so long. We got that Izo. It's a nice Izo too. Izo is not, he's no 100 face, but he's still, he is good. Alright, we'll try Izo. Why not? I tell you, it is really cool though when you do find a unit that can solo this at neutral, right? That's, because, as an archer, it's not a big deal, but when someone does it at neutral, it really is a pretty big feat. And then we have Ku, who might be able to do it as a goddamn Lancer, but I'm trying to think, is there any other Lancer? Because Ku absolutely can, I'm not sure if he can do it, but I know for a fact he can get very close to doing it. We'll find out later if he can actually do it or not, but I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that could be in the running like that. Now, normally I would say Enkidu, because a lot of times Enkidu and Ku are like neck and neck, and sometimes Enkidu is better at soloing than Ku, but with the way this fight is, I don't think that's the case, because Enkidu is not as good. If the enemy has such a high damage output, or they're NPing every turn or something like that, Enkidu never does as well as Ku. Because Ku has more turns like that are back to back where he just cannot die, even if the boss is doing 999 damage, right? You know, Enkidu needs to be able to use his health bar to buy turns and stuff, and he needs to be able to use the heal. Because he doesn't have as many turns where he's guaranteed not to die. And so in this fight, I do think Ku would do noticeably better than Enkidu. Enkidu would still do better than a lot of Lancers though, like absolutely. But I don't think Enkidu has a chance of doing this. I don't know, maybe at level 100, you know, 2k foe NP5, because 5 stars at NP5 is quite the thing. I don't think Scath has a chance. I don't think so. She's generally not even close to Ku's solo ability. The only time she is when the fight really rewards burst damage or the enemy's divine, but he's not divine. I don't think she would be even close. I think she would get absolutely slaughtered. I'll be happy to try her though. I mean, why not? But I think Scath, she's not going to embarrass herself, right? Again, she's going to do better than a lot of the other Lancers. I would say like 90% of the Lancers in the game would just, I mean, they would just get destroyed, and they're not going to accomplish anything. You know, it's just going to be a sadness, right? Scath will do better than that, but there's a lot working against Scath here. Scath also, like in Enkidu, you know, she needs to be able to get turns out of her health bar. You know, she can't guarantee live forever like Ku can. Again, the boss is not divine. If Gwen was divine, I would say she actually might even have a chance of beating it. But because he's not divine, I don't think so. But yeah, next time we do this, we'll try it. Why not? We'll throw Scath at it, and we'll see what happens. Now, what would be fun is Scath at neutral. I think she could do it. I think she'd be up there with Kama and Gramps and, you know, all the, you know, Choco Jana and all that nonsense. I think she could do it at neutral. It might be pushing it a little bit. Might need a little bit of luck here and there, because again, Gwen hits like a goddamn truck. But I think she could pull it off at neutral. I don't think though she'd have. I don't know. I need to actually use her to be sure, but I expect that she would not have the kind of win rate that you like saw in Kama and stuff. I forgot to use invulnerability. Thankfully, it didn't matter. Messing it up, man. What we'll do with Scath, when we do this next time, is we'll do it like super proper. We'll give her the taunt walls like normal, and you know, we'll try to get it where she actually gets cards and stuff like that, and see how she does. Although she doesn't benefit so much from the taunt walls like Ku does, and a lot, you know, I mean, a lot of people do, but I mean, she'll benefit from them if she gets lucky, but if she doesn't get like really good cards when the taunts are alive, it's not going to be that great. Because Gwen's going to NP the second the taunts are gone, so. We're forgetting how to play the game. I use this music for Benkei a lot. Guys, this is a Benkei setup. If TF ever pops in again, we'll get his level 100 Benkei. See how he does. We should do a stream though where we just test the Lancers. Just Lancers versus Gwen, let's go. Because there's probably a few other gyms out there. It's not like Ku's the only good Lancer, of course not. Like, there's plenty of good Lancers, so. It's interesting to see who else shines. TF doesn't play FGO much anymore, but he's still alive. I don't know if I should have used that there. Let's see. Hopefully we get our NPs here. That is a big help for having taunt walls though, is the NP charge on death. Just less RNG. Okay, I can use Star Absorb if I think I got a bad run of it here. I think we'll take what we got. It could definitely get better on that other art card, but... We do really want to crit here though. We have double crit buff and anti-humanoid. If you're ever going to crit, this is the turn. And look, another NP that's See, that's why the 100 face is so much better. That's really, I mean, yeah, Dwayne is neutral and you know, you got the damage resist. But you only get that damage boost for one turn. 100 face gets art up and then art resist down and they linger and they keep stacking. So she starts getting NPs that are stronger than his, and she NPs more often. So it's like, there's just no world where... People ask me so often if Izo's better than 100 face, and it's like, nope. Like, not at all. He's cool, and he's not bad. He's certainly not a bad 3-star, but 100 face is easily better. Hopefully he gets buffed someday, though. That'd be swell. Man, that was not lucky. That turn went very poorly. What I'd like to see them do is give him a Star Bomb. I think that would help a lot. Either that or an NP buff. And you could say do both, but the Star Bomb on the NP would be the best because you want the crits on the turn that you're NPing. Because you want the crits to line up with the anti-humanoid and the NP, right? So you kind of want the stars before that. If I can live a little bit longer though, we'll have a decent showing here. Yeah, Jin K is much worse than at least Izo is in the same ballpark, kind of. Only kind of though. I mean, like 100 face is a good bit better, but fuck. And our evade came back, right? Because we hadn't used Atlas yet. Oh my god, we could get almost a half. I feel if we hadn't just died there. That's unfortunate. Okay, I'm gonna take a break, probably like a 10-minute break. I'm gonna get water, just relax for a second, and then we're gonna come back with Darkest Dungeon with our new file. Right, we're pretty much right out of the tutorial. That was fun though, and yeah, next time we do Gwaine stuff, we'll bust out all the Lancers. We'll probably save Ku though for when I get the Yang CE, but other than that, we'll throw a bunch of Lancers at it and just see what happens. I definitely like the idea of Scath. I think that's going to be fun. I'm interested in how that turns out. But yeah, for those that just want to watch FGO, thank you for hanging out. That was a good time. I will be hopefully streaming tomorrow. I don't see why I wouldn't be. I don't think there's no event starting or anything, so nothing's happening. So yeah, I'll see everybody tomorrow, and for those that are sticking around, I'll see you in like 10-20 minutes. Peace!